said, it always takes a little bit of time, before we start.
On YouTube, it does.
On YouTube. Twitch, it's quicker, but I think we're pretty much live at this point. It's telling us, yeah, we're live. So
yeah, but YouTube doesn't have validity either, so it has that going for it.
That's
well,
good or
you
bad.
You still have some ads from someone that you shouldn't be getting ads from.
Okay, well, we're not gonna get into that, but
that's a YouTube problem.
that's a whole
Yeah, totally AdSense. Like you gotta go into that.
You can
crazy.
disable that from your settings.
Yeah, but who cares about his birthday?
But I'm good. But anyway, what's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome to another PE podcast, episode 101. We're 1 week out from the big episode 100. We have a small but amazing
triangle.
Yes, yeah. Small but look. This is the strength of the PE podcast. You never know who's going to be on, but then again, you do know who's going to be on.
Sounds right.
Not necessarily.
You never know, but then you do know, and then you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cool community podcast. So, what's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome back. We've got the podcast show for you guys. Pretty much going to talk about PS5 the whole time. That's pretty much everything that we're going to talk about is PS5. Because it's like, PS5 was huge today. So, man, like, this is going to be a good show, man. I'm excited to talk to you guys, man. I'm excited to, woke up from a pizza coma. And, I'm
nice.
feeling pretty, not feeling the best, but you know how pizza comas go. You're feeling good. You're not upset that you did it, but at the same time, you're like, I really got to work these pounds off or work these calories off later.
You could roll them off. Just roll off your bed every few times. They'll fall off eventually every time you fall off the bed.
You know what? Hey, man, it happens. It happens. But, all right, so let's go and let's get into the introductions here. So, VC, man, how you doing today?
Doing all right. Today I spent some time filming a lot of footage for my Bug Fables and Xenoblade reviews I got coming up.
Wait a minute. Somebody says here that you guys can't hear us in the chat. Is that true? Is the audio not working?
I have the stream muted. I can double check.
I can hear you. We hear you. Okay, TC, man, don't be doing that, bro. He says I can't hear y'all. What?
Yo, TCRX, you the man, bro. Just raise the volume up a little bit, man.
You're a mod. Don't do that to me, bro.
You're scaring us here, man. We just started the stream.
Yeah, we just started the stream, bro. All right, so sorry, I had to interrupt VC for that. VC, go.
It's all good. It's all good. But I've been getting a lot of footage done for these 2 reviews, and I haven't had a review since like April, since Final Fantasy VII Remake, and like the whole month of May, I pretty much just like did a bunch of other random kinds of videos the whole time. And aside from that, I've been playing BioShock.
How's that BioShock on Switch?
Well, I'm playing on PS4.
Oh, okay, how's it on PS4?
I got it for free actually. GameStop had a deal: buy 2 new games, get 1 new game free.
How is it? Well, because it's the same on Switch. People are saying pretty much it's the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but graphically and audio wise, like playing with headphones on is amazing with that game.
BioShock is meant to be played with headphones. It is a great audio game.
It immerses you in there, and you know me, I love my immersion, OJ.
Yeah,
love my immersion. So
yeah, a lot of people
it's something that's amazing. I can't wait to play Infinite.
A lot of people are playing it for the first time, and like because,
on Switch.
Yeah, on Switch, and even on PS4 because now that it's cheaper,
Yeah, a lot of people are picking it up for $10, $15.
A lot of people missed BioShock because BioShock was, for those who don't remember, because it was a long time ago. This is 2007. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of you guys probably maybe weren't paying attention and just wasn't listening, or the internet wasn't as developed.
Some of these people weren't even in middle school.
BioShock was the AAA new IP. It was like the game back when it was being marketed. It was like, because we had like a little 1-2. We had Gears the previous year, and then the following year we had BioShock. But even during that year that Gears was coming, BioShock was like, hey, this is a new next-gen experience. And people really felt like BioShock was one of the first true next-gen games in that time period. Because a lot of the games that were coming out were like, they felt like 6th generation games, but just better graphics. Whereas like Gears and some of these games started actually taking it to the next level when it comes to like gameplay and audio design and stuff like that. So BioShock's a very, very important game, for a lot of people out there, What else have you been playing, BC?
Aside from that, lots of Clubhouse games. For those who don't know, 6-ball puzzle is really good in Clubhouse games. It's basically like a Tetris-like kind of game. You have to match the balls together, get different shapes, hexagons, octagons, and every time you do, it puts blocks and interprets inside. But the whole layout, the music, the ambience, there's a little water ripple effect on the bottom. It's like really unique for compared to all the other games in the Clubhouse collection. I think everyone should check that out. I've been playing that a lot, and aside from that, that's really it. That's really it that I've been playing lately overall. But I wanted to talk about everything we saw today. I have a lot to say. Some good stuff, very good stuff that I saw, and some things may have to rip a new one.
Not so good. All right, well, we'll definitely get into that. My boy Big Z's here. Big Z, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good today. I've been playing a lot of... Don't crucify for us. I've been playing a lot of Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on Cemu.
Okay.
Oof.
It's terrible.
It is.
Then why are you playing it again?
I saw Scott Noaz's video, and then that made me... Is this as bad as I remember it? And it was.
I don't have it anymore, and that's why I'm glad I don't have it anymore, so I don't have to re-experience it.
Yes. I also have been playing a lot of Mario Kart Wii, actually on a real Wii this time.
I'm shocked.
I know, right? Well, on my Wii U, but yeah, I've been playing that, and it just reiterates that it's the best Mario Kart ever besides Double Dash. Mario Kart 8 has nothing on Wii.
I disagree. I think Mario Kart 8 is fantastic.
It's a good
Double
game.
Dash is the best Mario Kart by far.
It's a good game.
Double Dash is the best.
Double Dash is by far. I don't know. I think
drop a 1 in the chat.
Double Dash is the best Mario Kart ever.
I like Mario Kart 8. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is my.
I stand by that.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is my favorite.
8 Deluxe is great, but I'd give it like second or third.
I don't know. Double Dash is kind of like the character selection. It's like broken. Like
the character selection's broken.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely. The big banana
Double Dash
peel.
is very broken.
It's broken. It's broken.
If anything, it's the triple red shells. The triple red shells are what's broken, and the chain chomp.
It's broke. It's kind of like you can't use certain characters.
Oh, King Boo is busted. And PD, yeah. I could agree with that. TH3.
Some people are they're like busted.
But the game's still fun regardless. It's not like you pick those characters and you're gonna lose automatically.
It's one of those things to where it's still really, don't get me. Double Dash is fantastic. I love it. I played the crap out of Double Dash, but man, like some of that because they have like the special moves, which is cool.
Yeah, but it was nice that they had that. It was something unique that they added to the spin along with the double carts.
Yeah, the double cart stuff is great. Like the double cart stuff is really, really cool. Like with the double 1 person or 2 people per cart. That to me that was like next gen. I was like back when that came out, I was like, whoa, you can't do that.
And it ran at 60 frames too.
60 frames, and I think it was progressive. I don't know if it was progressive scan or not, but
it is progressive scan.
Is it progressive?
It was?
Yeah, so that was
at least when I play it, it is.
So I mean, it was cool, but it's just like the balance was kind of busted on there. That's something that I didn't like about the game. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the most balanced, and then they improved it from Mario Kart 8 because Mario Kart 8. There's only 1 item. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you have 2 items that you can hold on to, which to me that's big. That's
it is, but you can't switch them around though. That's the only flaw. In Double Dash, you could switch them.
You can't because you can switch because each one of your people can hold an item. So yeah, I mean exactly. There are things that I like about Double Dash. I would say Double Dash is number 2 for me. Like Double Dash is number 2.
I just want a Double Dash mode in Mario Kart 8.
That would be nice for 9. For 9, they bring back a Double Dash mode, and then all the old courses remade in the new style. How 8 Deluxe has those blue ramps, just make them all release them all. That'd be dope.
That's the cool thing about Mario Kart. Mario Kart, for as long as it's been around, it's like there's so many things that they can do, like to make the. It doesn't even take that much to make like the next Mario Kart better. Like there's so many things they can do. Like add a Double Dash mode. Okay, great. We're sold. Like that's all you gotta do. Like
and maybe even Double Dash courses even.
Well, I mean, we have Double Dash courses like Baby Park and other things.
Well, no, but I mean like courses that are made for Double Dash, because in Double Dash, the courses are made in a specific way to incline to double player play, and for those carts are bigger. The carts in general are bigger than the carts in later games. So if they made entirely different vehicles as well for Double Dash mode in Mario Kart 9, that'd be sick as well. I feel it would change the whole gameplay style as well.
Another thing I've been playing a lot of is TF2 again.
Team Fortress.
Ooh.
Yeah, Team Fortress.
I used to play Team Fortress 2 all the time. Orange Box, man, that was my game.
It is as broken as I remember it, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty broken, dude.
But also, I'm about to drop a code in chat for Doom if anyone wants to claim it.
Y'all better be ready.
Open your Steam accounts, boys.
Yes.
Yeah, it will disappear in 5 seconds if you're not quick enough.
A millisecond, dude.
Yeah,
It's already too late.
It's for Steam.
It's already too late. It's already gone. he hasn't even dropped it yet. It's already gone.
No. He already dropped it. That's why I said.
He did drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Shout outs.
Yeah.
All right. So
Doom is a great game.
No, Doom 2016 is really good. I just get nauseous while playing.
I love Eternal. I reviewed it for the paper I work for, and I loved it.
Nice.
I didn't even have to buy the game either. I stole it from girlfriend's Steam library.
I want to shake your hand.
Okay, you just jacked it from your girl? Nice.
Oh, yeah. No, she was like, yeah, you have my Steam library. Just play it off that.
I hope she doesn't hear the stream.
Nothing,
oh, no.
Nothing,
oh, no.
Nothing better
she's
than
cool with it. She encouraged it.
Nothing better than a significant other that encourages your gaming hobbies and stuff like that, man.
She's a bigger gamer than me.
Or encourages you to steal her game codes.
Look, if she's down, she's cool with it. She's cool with it.
Oh yeah, I play her games all the time.
Jeff Burns donated $1.99. Actually, you know, we'll actually get into donations in just a bit. We're gonna go through the first little topic here, guys, and then we'll get into donations. Jeff Burns, thank you for the $1.99. Oh, actually, let me just read it off right now. Calling it now. PS5 AD. I think you meant like okay. All digital is $449.99. PS5 is $599.99. Xbox Series X is $600. $699. Lockhart update makes your Xbox One X play the next gen off disc. All VCR and Xbox One S can play Series X games with Xbox new cloud gaming service if you sign up for Game Pass Ultimate. That is too expensive. I mean, like, these consoles are DOA. Everything's DOA, but the PS5 all digital. If that's the case, there's no way that you can't launch an Xbox Series X at $700. That's impossible. It's impossible. You can't. That is a DOA console.
Yep.
That is a DOA console.
What if that happens with the PS5? You didn't get to hear any price.
It's not strong enough for them to launch it at $700.
I know that's gonna be something.
I think it's $650 for it.
That's too expensive for its power. Anyway, let's get into the shout outs to Jonathan, but I think it's 200 yen. Thank you for the 200 yen, man. I appreciate that. We international out here, boys. Let's see here. So we're gonna talk about this PS5. So Sony revealed the PS5 finally today. Obviously, many of you guys know the PS5 event. Most people right now are saying that it was a pretty good event. I have to agree. I think it was a solid event. Heavy on indies, heavy on third parties that are going to be on other systems. But overall, I think it was still a good event. I think it was still solid. It was still a good event that had, that had a lot of stuff there. Let's just go over some of the announcements that I can let you guys kind of speak on it. We're just gonna kind of just roll down everything, and then towards the end, we will discuss the PS5 system itself. But first, we're just gonna discuss the games, kind of go through, and I get you guys' thoughts and opinions on the game. So Sony opened up the show talking about their partnership with Grand Theft Auto. So Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to the PlayStation 5. The second half of 2021. So it's not even going to be at launch. It's not even going to be in the first half of the year. It's going to be at the end of next year that we get.
In all fairness, though, Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4 is probably backwards compatible.
Yeah, well, Grand Theft Auto Online for PS5 free, or Grand Theft Auto Online for PS5 free at launch. So there's a deal to where at launch, you'll be able to play Grand Theft Auto 5 for free. So if you want to play the online, you can get it, but the single player, because they're gonna enhance it for the PS5. So they're gonna.
I think they're adding story elements, right?
I don't know if they're adding anything. I'm not 100% sure if they're adding anything, but they are. It's gonna be enhanced. I think maybe it's 60 frames per second. That's what they're gonna do. But there is.
Didn't they run at 60 anyways?
No, it runs at 30.
Can we talk about?
Oh God, I feel bad for you guys.
The fuck? Excuse my language.
Excuse your language.
Is GTA 5 being ported again? It was on the PS3, Xbox 360 generation.
Because it's doing so well.
Over the PS4, Xbox One generation.
Money,
I know it's so like water, but it's being brought over to the PS5.
Money. Grand Theft Auto 5 is literally it is not a game. It is a service.
At this
People
point,
keep buying it.
I agree, but at the same time, it's like how.
Money.
Who is still playing this game to
Money.
this extent?
A
How
lot of
many
people are playing online. Just no one talks about it.
Yeah, everyone's playing the online VC because the online they
More
keep
people are playing
everyone's playing
GTA
online.
5 than there are
No
people
one talks about it. It's just a thing that you just do.
People,
Oh, no.
dude, the online has crazy amounts of users playing it.
It's insane, though.
If I were to
I'm-
log on right now, I could
I'm
probably
shocked.
get into lobby in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Like, I had the game on 360 and I had the game on PS4, and I ended up selling them both because I just got sick of it.
yeah. I said I'd never buy another Grand Theft Auto game. After Grand Theft Auto 4, I said I'm never buying another Grand Theft Auto game again, ever. So I'm done buying
Vice
Grand Theft Auto
City
forever.
and San Andreas for life.
Is there a reason you're done with GTA?
GTA 4 pissed me off so much. I'm done with the franchise forever.
Like, well, like in terms of mechanics, story
in
wise.
terms of
Backstory.
I press a button and it takes 3 seconds for him to move. Like,
Yeah, but that's GTA 4. GTA 5 is much better.
GTA 5.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, 5 is better than 4. 4 is probably the worst one right next to 1.
4 is bad.
No, 1 is better than 4.
4 is the worst. I've played all the GTAs up until
4 is
GTA
pretty
5.
sloppy.
I played GTA 5 at GameStop. I played GTA 5. I did play it. I mean, it's GTA. It seems cool. But, like, I'll never buy another GTA game. Like, if it was just there or if it was, like, came free with the system, okay, I'll check it out. But I'll never buy another GTA game.
You won't actively go out.
No, I won't actively go out and buy GTA. I'm done with GTA. I'm just done. I'm just done with it. I don't find it fun. But it's cool. It's cool. I understand why people like it, and I think it's cool, and I'll cover it. So GTA 5, there's that. Let's go over the next game here, guys. We've got Marvel's Spider-Man. I know you guys want to talk about this maybe a little bit. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales announced for the PS5. So this is an interesting thing with this game because it's
Very interesting, to say the least.
It seems like this is like a whole new story chapter, but not necessarily a whole new game. So I'm wondering, are they going to give you, this is something I'm just going to propose, are they going to give you the original Spider-Man that's like basically enhanced in addition to Spider-Man Miles Morales? Like, or is it just going to be Spider-Man Miles Morales?
I think it's just going to be Miles Morales.
They could do both.
Or PS5.
They could do both. Why not?
This is Sony we're talking about.
I was thinking that like it would be cool if they just said like, hey, you get the PS4 game enhanced, and then like you can buy it like on the disc. You get the Miles Morales because it's just weird how they announce. I don't know. Like, I know some people are just saying it's a new game, but maybe it is just a new game. But I mean, like it's interesting though because they're gonna have it this holiday. You know, it's this year, so that means they finished that game up in like it went gold 2018. So this year, then next year. So I mean, they definitely booked it on this one. So they're probably taking what we were talking about this before the podcast. They probably took the engine, took everything, and just adapted it for the PS5 like quicker, up-resed it. Because I to be honest, the Spider-Man on the PS4 has the graphics were amazing.
It was, in my opinion, one of the top 5 best games on the platform by far.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I don't like the PS4 overall. Like it's my least favorite Sony console. But I would say that if out of the games that I played, yeah, it's probably one of the better games.
Yeah, definitely. It's so good, and I did say on a prior episode of the PE podcast, a new Spider-Man game could possibly come out as a day one for the PS5, and how dope it would be. And surprisingly enough, it's holiday 2020, so it could be day of release, or maybe a month later or whatever.
No, they got to do a launch. Like you got to go big.
It's got to be launched so it can have momentum.
Yeah, exactly. The momentum will be totally skyrocketed if Spider-Man's day one.
They can't pull a Smash Brothers on the GameCube. Remember Smash on the GameCube? It came out like a month or two after the system launch or something. It was weird. Yeah, it was kind of weird. We can't make it at launch.
And I was like, "Where's Smash Bros?" And they're like, "It's next month." I'm like, "Next month? I only have Luigi's Mansion."
Yeah, pretty much. That's what people were playing.
And then you beat it in a day.
Yeah, you beat it.
Well, no, actually, I didn't beat it in a day. It took me a little while. I was a kid.
It was a new type of game though, so it was.
It was a puzzle game.
Yeah, it was a puzzle game.
I only played Pokemon Puzzle League before that.
It was a new style game. People were like, "Whoa, this is different," Like, and the graphics were like crazy back then. For like, oh my gosh, like, you never saw anything like it.
Spider-Man though,
I'm still looks good.
Oh, it does. But for back to Spider-Man though, if it was a $40 expansion, but it's its own installment, similar to how like Xenoblade was selling Torna by itself, I think that's possible. And what you were just saying, OJ, a version of the game with Spider-Man, because of course, as we know, all games from PS4 would be backwards compatible. So if someone already has Spider-Man, why would they buy the $60 Spider-Man with the DLC? You know what I mean? They would just get the expansion for $40. That's my logic behind it. They'll sell both. They can do it. It's not like
They
can't.
can do two versions of it, where one is just the DLC or like the expansion, and then another one's like $100, where you get like the complete Spider-Man.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying it's 60. 60.
I think
the whole thing 60.
They're definitely going to try to see if they can gouge us in some way or another with this. They've got to. Like, there's got to be something like special editions.
Games. Yeah. It's Insomniac Games. They don't really do that. If anything, we're gonna get.
It's only making decisions though.
No, we're gonna get a PS5 that's black and red. I'm letting you know that now.
Okay. Oh yeah, like a spider. Okay.
PS5 special edition. It's not coming out this year though.
But it better not be glossy.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I think it will be. The black would be no. The red would be glossy. The black would be like, not what's that other texture? That's on like the Xbox controllers. Matte. Yeah. That the size would be matte. The trimming would be red and glossy. That's what I would bet. I'd bet that.
Yeah.
I was right on this happened, and I didn't even expect it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think people were thinking that something Spider-Man could be there because they sold 13 million copies of the game in 2 years.
I was changing my mind like last minute. Like Sunset Overdrive 2 could be some random game they'll just throw out. But I was like, you know what?
That game just didn't sell. It just doesn't have that. They need to work on what's going to get them money.
Just to make it sell.
Yeah, and like Ratchet and Clank, obviously that's big sales. Although those dude, I swear,
I can't wait to talk about that.
If you blink, Ratchet and Clank is $9.99. Like if you just you go, you buy the game. By the time you get home from buying the game in stores, it's on PSN for $9.99. That's the thing about Ratchet and Clank. It's like,
yo, Ratchet and Clank was best on the PS3 in my opinion. People not gonna believe me.
That was the best version.
Yo, Ratchet and Clank is the greatest hits when it launches, bro. It literally
you buy the game, it has the black trimming. By the time you get home, it has the red trimming.
It's a reversible cover, greatest hits. This is just reversible cover, greatest hits, so you don't even gotta waste them.
I could see Sony doing it unironically.
Ratchet and Clank games be like I mean they're good games, but it just seems like, bro, like you don't even breathe. You can't even like take a couple of breaths before it changes. Greatest hits, man.
It's just like the movie. After it went out of theaters, it went right to Verizon Fios on demand.
Oh my gosh, man! I mean,
games are good though. For those who are watching, that's actually my second most hyped game. Just gonna say that it looked really good actually in that new PS5 engine, which I think that's dope. They showed everything in engine. That's what matters at the end of the day. We got gameplay. Yeah, which is nice.
That gameplay.
Yeah, that
was
good.
Crazy, but I mean, Big Z, I wanted to get. Did you have any other thoughts on Spider-Man?
I mean, that's the one I'm most excited for. That really got me excited. I'll have to see more about it. To see what's gonna happen. Ratchet and Clank is obviously number 2. This is number 2 because it's actually a different franchise from Sony.
We'll get to that in just a bit. We're gonna move to one game. Then we're just going down like the list here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anything else like Spider-Man? We talked about that. We think it's gonna be dope. Obviously, it's gonna be cool. We'll see what Insomniac has to say about it. So next up is Gran Turismo 7. Any gearheads in here? Gran Turismo 7.
Finally, they're back. Huh? I was kind of shocked to see it so early.
Well, because they took the PS3 or they took the PS4 off. They didn't have a real Gran Turismo game, did they? On PS4.
They had Sport.
Yeah, that's just like a side type of deal. That was not the new.
Yeah, but it almost became its own thing though.
Yeah, but Gran Turismo fans tell me that like people say that Gran Turismo Sport is not like the next Gran Turismo. It's not.
I always considered it one, but I'm not super into Gran Turismo.
But Sony isn't considered it one though because this is called Gran Turismo 7. The last one, there was a 6, so they didn't consider it. Whatever the case is, so they didn't consider that it. But anyway, Gran Turismo 7. That Japanese dude that presents, man, he's a baller, dude. He made so much money. That guy has crazy. That guy has a crazy amount of cars. I don't know if you guys ever can look into that dude who was talking. I forgot his name. But that guy's crazy rich because of all the money because before we got Uncharted and before all that, this used to be Sony's cash cow. Believe it or not, Gran Turismo was Sony's big everybody buy this game in the PS1 era, in the PS1 and PS2. Those were some of the best selling games. Was that?
I'm gonna pull a Dreamcast. I'm gonna pull a Dreamcast guy and pull Gran Turismo 1 for PS1.
You don't tell us. You just do it.
Yeah. You should have just grabbed it.
Yeah, you should have just done it. You don't got to tell the.
You just did it low key, like you should have just.
Yeah.
Just
that's the first thing with Dreamcast guy. That's just called Dreamcast
yeah,
guy. Like, you gotta not tell us.
Out of nowhere. Let me pull out Xenoblade Chronicles Act. Can't wait to play that. I'm playing that
with that ghetto tag on there.
Yo, I still have it from the GameStop tag.
Ghetto GameStop tag on there, bro.
Yeah, I got it for $13.49 back when pro member price mattered.
Dude, I love that mine still has the like get the gear stuff and has like the old Sony phone number and everything. It's still there.
Yeah, man. Gran Turismo was.
Yeah. Why don't you call the number?
I have.
What is
like recently or like?
Like
I called it a year ago or so.
The Japanese dude who's presenting picks up says buy the game on PS5 and hangs up. He's like buy the PS5 game. He's like Nani? Buy it on PS5. Click. We out. But no, Gran Turismo, man.
I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about Gran Turismo. I've played it before, back on the PS3. I think it was 4 that was on the PS3, if I'm correct. Right?
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5, or was it 4?
I think both 4 and 5 were on there.
4 and 5 on PS3.
Yeah, I played 4, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I like racing games like Cruisin' USA. I like Horizon Chase Turbo. I like those kinds of racing games personally. Not the super realistic, but like games that are more like arcade racing games. I like those a little more personally. But I do like Forza though.
Forza, I think, is the best rounded of all the racing franchises.
I can see that. They also have a large selection of vehicles too in comparison to most racing games. But what's next? What's next in that showcase that we had today?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to just seeing other people play Gran Turismo because Gran Turismo is now relevant in the age of Twitch, you know? And I think it's just be sick to see pro drivers or just see other people like get together and play because it looks like it has like a really cool like hub experience for. So I think it might be dope, just like chill.
Open world multiplayer, I believe.
Yeah. Grab some food and like not to play it because I'm not trying to sit down and hold a button all day for like the long drive. I ain't trying to do all that, but to watch other people.
Maybe there's an auto drive button. Cars have it. Cars have the button where you auto drive.
Gran Turismo.
Imagine they put the Teslas in, and you just press a button and you just go.
Then you get in a shit ton of accidents because it doesn't know context.
Hey, you don't find out about that or learn about that until you actually play and experience
Gran Turismo is so realistic, man. It's like I used to play it back in the day, man. I loved it. Like car games were so cool back then. Like because I think when you were younger, cars were like more like cars, you know. I mean, people like cars when you get older too, but you know, when you're a kid, you know, little boy,
it's like an accessory of life. Then you look at it as a necessity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But back then it was like, okay, you think that you're gonna have all these cool cars, so it was just cool to like, and then like once you get older, like reality sets in, you're like, okay, that's not happening. Like,
I think what's funny about Gran Turismo is the audio in the game is actually decreased. Like if you go back to the PS2 game, that actually has the most immersive audio. Everything past that is just kind of like it exists.
Well, we'll see with this one now that they have the new 3D audio.
Yeah, 3D audio's here, and they're touting it like it's the cream of the crop of what's going to make PS5.
I have the headphones to test it. So.
I think it's going to be like HD Rumble. It's going to be dope, but not necessarily like necessary.
Not important.
Yeah, but not super important. But it's going to be like dope.
Yeah.
Like the games that actually take advantage of it will be cool. You know.
Hey, I'll do an audio file review of it, and because I have the headphones to actually test it.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Sounds good. All right.
Unlike random earbuds that random people are gonna be using.
That's what I'm using.
I don't understand like earbuds in general. Like I'll be honest, like I prefer headphones, but that's just
I love headphones.
My Sony headphones I used to have were so much better quality than like all these earbuds that I use. But like I said, I can't because of my hair. So like headphones were part of the reason why my head was balding. Damn headphones. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, that's happened to me. So
I just wear a hat all the time.
That's true. Well, a hat messed me up too, but that's
the hat messes you up more than the headphones.
Yeah, what if you do a hat and headphones? It's like double.
Hat and headphones is like let me suffocate my hair.
I've been wearing a hat basically every day ever since I was a little kid, and my hair is multiple colored.
Well, I would say this. It's also genetics too. It's also genetics. So it's also like another thing. Yeah. But we're gonna get to Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Ripped apart.
This is the first example of full gameplay that they showed.
Yes, this was the most gameplay out of all the games. This was the most gameplay, and it looks absolutely amazing. You riff through dimensions, and you just kind of go through. It's classic Ratchet and Clank. The gameplay is very similar. There's nothing really that's too crazy, but that's cool. Like they're just bringing back Ratchet and Clank, and like I said, it looks absolutely amazing. VC, what were your thoughts on Ratchet and Clank when you saw it, man?
I like how during the gameplay, like at first when you look at it, it seems like when you saw the trailer, it's just a regular Ratchet and Clank game. But as you notice how they go through the rifts and they go into these different areas, it's like that's the level. All these different pieces of different worlds combined together for each level. And I think that concept is really unique. It's kind of similar to like how Mario Galaxy, you would jump around to different planets in a world and each area would be different. It's kind of like that kind of concept, but actually rifting through time or dimensions, as you said. Also, the way the gameplay looks, the design of the lighting, the camera work too, when you notice later on in the trailer where he's like shooting one of his blasters at one of the enemies, like just the whole way the game is like showcased looks like the true advancement of where Ratchet and Clank needs to be next. Because I'll be honest, Ratchet and Clank's been pretty stale since after the PS3. They only had the PS4 game, which was the reboot, right?
And it was a fine game. It just wasn't great.
It was, but yeah. And then on the PS3, they had so many Ratchet and Clank games after the PS2, which also had so many Ratchet and Clank games. It's like they kind of floundered on that on the PS4, in my opinion. Like even just a DLC expansion of some kind. That would have been cool, because like that's what they did for some of the PS3 games too. Overall, though, I am very hype about it. I am a Ratchet and Clank fan. I can't wait to see the rest of what I see, because from that, what I saw, I'm hype. If it was to come out day one, like Spider-Man, then I would actually consider picking up day one, because OJ, I was saying to you earlier in the chat, I was like, oh, after GTA 5,
you're a flip. VC, can you explain this flip-flopping going on here? All right, so let's hear it.
Here's what it is.
Okay, here's what happened. Explain from the beginning. Hold on, real quick. Let me just set it up for the chat. Because some of the chat doesn't know. Okay, so VC, explain from the beginning your thought process, because you went from not buying it to buying it to not buying it by the end of the show. So explain the process, sir.
The process was like this. The very first few minutes of the presentation, garbage, because GTA 5 getting ported again to me is stupid, but at the same time, it's milking so much money out of people who are still playing this game for some reason. That's why they're doing it. A few minutes later, Spider-Man was shown, and I immediately went from a 0 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. Immediately. I literally liked the show that much just after seeing that. Then 5 to 10 minutes later, we see Ratchet and Clank. I get even more hype. Still a 9 out of 10 show. Then for the next 40 minutes, until I see Sackboy, the whole time was like a dip. For me personally, the beginning of the show, amazing. The first 10 minutes or so, they did a great job. After that, it went downhill pretty quick, and there was a few spikes of big games. There was Resident Evil 8. There was Horizon Zero Dawn 2. But for me personally, those aren't games I'm personally.
That's the reason why
it did a whole dip for me throughout the whole rest of the show from there on, until Sackboy is included in the good games. But then when I saw the Demon Souls remake, I was hyped for that. So for me personally, I would give the whole presentation 6 out of 10.
We'll talk about
that.
We'll talk about that.
I literally was 0 out of 10, 9 out of 10 when I saw Spider-Man, and by the end, 6 out of 10. I don't want to buy the console day one.
Okay,
maybe 6 months later.
We'll talk about that.
But that's
I have a lot to say about the end.
We'll talk about like our show rankings, and I mean you explained it, but we'll talk about your show rankings at the end.
Oh, I know, but that's what we were just talking about, the 0 out of 10.
I got you, but you didn't have to explain everything. We gotta save it for the rest of the show.
Viewers while I was talking about it, so I guess people liked it.
Big Z, Big Z, your thoughts on Ratchet and Clank?
Ratchet and Clank is probably Sony's best franchise ever.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Ever.
So yeah, I think it's honestly their best franchise ever, and
still around since the PS1.
Yeah.
No, PS2.
And
PS2. It started in the PS2 days.
Yeah. It's my favorite one they've ever made, and right. I always like the new games. And I expect this one to be good. We saw gameplay; it looks very different, very good. Doesn't look anything like the PS4 one, but it doesn't look too different either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has the same core of the reboot, but it's gonna be good. So I'm excited for it. I really don't have much to say about it because I'm just excited.
Yeah. yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really good. It looks like a return to form. I haven't been buying the Ratchet and Clank games because they're just like, there's no need for me to buy them. You know.
I mean, I played the PS3 one on emulator quite a bit, and the PS2 one. So
I would just, you know what I would do with Ratchet and Clank games, man? I would just rent them back when GameFly was a thing.
I did that. I did that too.
Yeah, I would.
I'm
just
old
rent
enough
them.
to remember GameFly.
I would beat them, and then I would put them right back. There was no need because like they're devalued so fast, so there was no need for.
Oh
me
yeah,
to rush up
the
there
thing
and buy them for
about
60.
Ratchet and Clank I really like in terms of a Sony franchise is there's actually reason to go back and play it. Unlike if like The Last of Us or Uncharted, like you play it once, you've experienced it.
Yeah, with Uncharted.
And Clank,
Yep,
Ratchet and Clank is like I actually have a reason to go back to do the platforming a little differently, go for different collectibles and different things in the game, go for different trophies or whatever.
Well, yeah, Uncharted, they'll do like Uncharted has a really poor attempt at replay value with like, in single player at least with their collectibles, they're stupid. But they have multiplayer in like Uncharted, so people.
Well, I mean, but I'm talking just a purely single player.
Yeah, single player experience. Yeah, got you. I got you on that for sure. So we're all excited for Ratchet and Clank, man. We're all excited for Ratchet and Clank. Shout out to the Twitch boys. We see you, Twitch boys. We'll get to subscriptions and comments. We'll get there in just a bit. I will give shout outs to everybody who subscribed. I see a bunch of people subscribing during the show, so thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate that. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing here, guys. And that is, I'm clicking on here. It's not moving fast enough. Okay, so Square Enix announced a new game. Square Enix and Luminous Productions announced Project, is it Athia?
Athia.
Something. It's
Athia. You say Athia?
I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced exactly. So it's
Athia. Athia. So Athia. I think it's Athia. Yeah, Athia.
Yeah.
Not Athia. No, Athia. For the PS5 and PC. So there's like exclusive. They said exclusively for the PS5, but it's coming to PC.
It's a console exclusive.
But it's designed for the PS5.
Sounds like a little bit sort of like going to PC.
I mean, I'm actually kind of glad it's designed for PS5 in the sense of when it comes to the PC version, because I'm not picking up on PS5 pretty much. I mean, you all can guess that about me at this point.
But it's
going to be compressed better because they are designing for an SSD in mind.
It's just so interesting because this game, to me, this was Square Enix's haha, look at our tech game. I love Square Enix. Y'all know I love Square Enix. But we can't be like, come on. How many generations are you gonna fool us? They do this a lot, man, and I'm just not buying it. Yep. They put out these tech demo projects. Don't get me wrong, this is gonna be a game one of these days. But they did Final Fantasy 13 versus, they announced that in 2006.
Final Fantasy 13 was a good game. Don't at me.
Final Fantasy versus what that turned out to be Final Fantasy 15. That was announced in 2006. Then there was a PS3 version. Then they said, oh, no, PS3 version. They made it PS4 version. And then it was all the way till 2015. And they even delayed it past that, like Kingdom Hearts. They've just done this Final Fantasy 7 remake. They do this over and over. They announce these games super early. And then, like, we don't get them all generations. So it's hard for me to be hyped. It's like, okay, yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, no, shame on me or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm not hyped for Project Athia. I mean, it looks cool, and maybe I'll try it when it comes to PC.
Yeah.
But I'm not counting on getting it.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know much about it.
I mean, it looks cool. It looks kind of Tomb Raider-ish.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not too because she's using like magic and stuff. So
no, but it's like it has like the elements of it.
It's kind of like, but they have like the way that they have like the little teaser trailer. It's like it kind of looks like they're doing some type of weird like Breath of the Wild or like open world type of. Yeah, I thought Tomb Raider too. Like when I first saw it, I was like Tomb Raider. The girl looked like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I thought it was Tomb Raider at first as well.
But they're doing some type of weird like a magic. I mean, it looks like it's going to be dope, but I don't know.
It looks fine, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah, it just. Right now, I think it's early. I just think it's really.
It looks like a Ubisoft game, essentially.
Well, there's no tower.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. So it can.
Ubisoft game about some towers.
Wait till you see Gods and Monsters. That's literally like Breath of the Wild.
It's multi-plat Breath of the Wild.
The leaked gameplay of that game. It's like literally Breath of the. Like it is a Breath of the Wild clone. Like,
but it looks good.
Well, it's beta gameplay. So
it looks good for what it is.
The God of Monsters, that game? You talk about that game or this game? This at the
both.
Okay, both.
They both look good for what they
are. Both look good. Okay, so I guess we don't have much to say about this. Like we're not being fooled. Square Enix, we love you.
Yeah, they ain't fooling us.
But you ain't fooling us. We know what you're trying to do with this. This was a paid promotion for the PlayStation 5. I'm sorry, bro.
It looks too Western for you to trick us. We'll say that.
You can't get us this. I've been falling for this crap too. I was like, whoa, look at Final Fantasy Versus. I can't wait to play. 10 years later, I got a freaking daughter.
Side note, I remember Final Fantasy 15 because was it Florence and the Machine was like really popular at the time. They did that. They did a cover of Stand By Me for Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
I always remember their cover of it.
Dude, this is
that game.
That game, like, I swear, man, I literally went from being, I think, like, what was I, like high school or something, or like to all the way literally graduated grown man before that game, before Final Fantasy 13, the real 13 came out. Versus,
now you know how Kingdom Hearts fans feel.
Goodness, yeah, 13 years for Kingdom Hearts, but it was 10 years for Final Fantasy Versus, you know, so crazy, man, crazy stuff. So they ain't tricking us. So, all right, next up, we've got, what else do we got? There's more.
There's a lot of games.
Yeah, there's
a
more.
lot.
There's like, we're skipping over like the indie stuff. I mean, there's like, unless you guys want to talk about any of them.
We got to talk about
Tell me the indie games. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear about Bug Snacks. This game. Yeah. What do you like about this game, DC?
Narrative-driven adventure from the creators of Octodad. And I'll be honest, I did not have any appeal to this game personally, but I've played Octodad, and that's a pretty good game. So I would expect the game to be good, though I'm not that hype about it personally. What do you guys think? It's a little weird to say the least. They're eating like these bugs that look like fruits and other snacks. Their bodies turning into it. I don't know.
I'm not hype about it, but I'm not like disappointed. Yeah. I'm just like somewhere in the middle.
I mean, it's
like it exists.
Yeah, exactly. It exists. I mean, it seems like it's just like a kind of like a fun little game that maybe you can play with the family or even just just
I think I'd play it with my godson or something like that.
Yeah, like I mean, it seems that way. I don't know, but then again, there might be even better game to play with your godson or your family. Sackboy, A Big Adventure, announced for the PS5, which is they should have just called it Sackboy 3D World because
they should have just called it Little Big Planet.
No, because it's not Little Big Planet. It's not Little Big Planet.
It would have resonated better.
It's a game generator.
Yeah. It's like Little Big Planet. Sackboy is the character. Little Big Planet is the game. His adventure. And they wanted to clearly make sure that it's no. You're not going to be able to do because like this is obviously a smaller budget game. This is not the big like, what they did back
Question
then.
Though, with Dreams being on PS4 and presumably PS5 at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
if it is, a market for a big
then I'll have to make my Def Jam game on PS5 instead.
Def Jam's games, it's coming.
But do you think there's a reason for Little Big Planet?
I just said I'm making it. Never said when I'm working on it.
Don't worry, VC. We got your back, bro. We got your back.
Def Jams, totally.
Yeah, maybe 2025. You'll have to just wait and see.
So Sackboy. I was excited for Sackboy.
I'm excited.
It looks really good, and that might prompt me to get it to get a D-brand skin and a PS5 at some point.
Okay.
Well, I thought the platforming in the game looked really unique and actually looked fluid. I thought the platforming looked pretty good. Yeah. I'm hoping because they create all these courses and levels in Little Big Planet, the creators of the game should be able to do that themselves. You would think. Pretty well for this kind of thing. So
I don't know. I don't think they're going to give us. Do you think they're going to give us a level creator? I don't think they're going.
No,
maybe
no level
like a mini dungeon type one, like there is in the Link's Awakening.
No, I think this game they're going to purposely leave that out.
Yeah,
to make it his own adventure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's a smaller end game.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 12-hour game.
Yeah,
maybe like $40.
Yeah, you can team up with friends. Yeah, they're just like, hey, you can team up with friends. It seems like a $39.99 game. That's what it seems like a $39.99 game.
But I think it fits that role very well.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I don't mind that. We had a big donation come through. Big Migs Gaming with the $15 donation and says Xbox Series X equals PC tower, PS5 equals Wi-Fi router. Thank God for Nintendo for Switch console. LOL. Loving this stream. Thank you so much, Big Migs. I appreciate the support, man.
Hey, the Switch is a toaster.
The Switch is a toaster. It's a toaster.
And the PS5 is a router. And the Xbox Series X is a fridge.
So you have your food, you have your internet connection, and you've got your storage right there.
Storage for the food.
Storage for the food, storage for the toast. So put your Switch in the Xbox Series.
Well, I don't know why you'd put a toaster in the.
Put the toaster.
fridge.
Yeah. Do that.
Well, I don't know why you would tell people to do that.
No, don't do that. Next, you know, like my dad told me I'm not supposed to put Switch toasters inside Xboxes.
Should I put my Switch Lite into toaster? Yes
No.
or no?
No, don't do that. don't
I have
do that.
warranty. I'm covered.
Real quick before we get to the next topic, I want to go over some of the subscriptions. Once again, big shout outs to Wood Beat 'em Ups for the shout out today in the video. Very nice of him. Thank you so much, man. A lot of you guys are coming over, so thank you for coming through. Appreciate that, man. Abdullah with the subscription. Must Eat Cheeseburgers with the subscription. Tron 2123, Kevin Sheridan, Tasman 98, JB Music, Triton F150. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. Appreciate that. Also, Jaime Garcia, KA Designs. Thank you guys so much. And once again, Jeff Burns and Jonathan K with the donations there. Appreciate you guys. And thank you, Big Migs, once again for the big donation, man. Top Stream Ninja for the night so far. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going here with the what the hell? I'm thinking into OJ Live. Keep going here with the with my brain just went into like.
I mean, you're not wrong of keeping on with the music.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Let's see here. The next game is Destruction All Stars. I want to get VC's opinion on this game. What did you think about this? Because this seems like a VC game.
Well, not necessarily a VC game, but I like Twisted Metal back in the day. This is like a destruction derby kind of game, and hey, if I saw it on sale for $20, I'd highly consider picking it up. It seems something pretty unique. It looks like it has multiplayer too, and it looks like you can customize your characters in a Fortnite
I think
style.
it is a multiplayer game.
Yeah, it looks like an all multiplayer game. Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be a free game too, where it's just microtransactions for costumes, and you go online and do all different stuff too. If it's just a game where you pick it up and buy it, I don't mind. Microtransactions, free game like Fortnite. It's just how a lot of games are nowadays, unfortunately. But games are a service.
This seems.
I do think it looks cool, but it's not. It didn't get me like hype. You know what I mean? It's not something where it's like, oh yeah, Destruction Derby. But
yeah,
it does look cool compared to a lot of other stuff I've seen in this direct. Personally,
this is the right
like
for loot boxes. So good.
Well, it's a first-party game.
Yeah, that's true. It is a first
so I
party
don't
game.
think Sony's gonna loot box it up and stuff. So
You think they're gonna do microtransactions?
Well,
I personally think they could do it if they wanted to.
They could, but it'll be tasteful like Overwatch or something like that, or it'll be like cosmetic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just cosmetics. Maybe
Here's
some
the thing. It looks like Twisted Metal, but it looks too much like Rocket League to not notice it.
Well, they're definitely going for like a Rocket League / Fortnite / Twisted Metal.
Yep.
You know,
play is Twisted Metal. Yep.
Yeah, they're going for like a like, but it's also like the reason why like when I said Zoomer, it's like they're going for like flashy, like people are like the way that they're like the way that the people are acting.
I'm so quirky.
Yeah, the way they're running around.
Yeah,
they're like.
Yeah, the way that they're running, like it seems like they're trying to over exaggerate. Like it's like that's why I said I said Zoomer game because it feels like a Zoomer game. You know, it feels like a game that's trying so hard to appeal to a cool generation, like a hip type of thing. Like,
what's up,
you know,
it feels like I'm so quirky. Lol.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it's definitely a Zoomer game.
Yeah,
if you're over the age of 28 and you play that game, I have some words for you. If you're excited, like really, like I just have some words. I just want to know what's going on in your life. No, I'm joking. It doesn't matter. But I mean, it's just not something that you're gonna catch me playing. Like, no, I'm sorry. I can't. They're trying way too hard with those characters. But we'll see.
Yes, they are.
We'll see. Shadow Fox is here. Shadow Fox, my man. How you doing tonight?
How you been?
I'm pretty good. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. We're just having a nice conversation. It's been a good stream. We're just having a nice conversation about gaming. It feels good to have hella games to talk about this week. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
I'm trying not to come in here like Baron and with the heel truth and all that.
I'm guessing you weren't too.
You mean the gospel? You mean the gospel?
You weren't too
How
hyped about
I told
that.
y'all so. I told y'all so. That's all I can say. I told y'all.
Well, let's talk about this next game. And it's called Ember Lab announces Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which kind of looked pretty cool.
Was this a third-person shooter?
No. It was the third person like
It
action
was the
like
action
Adventure
game.
action like
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
this
in
was the action one.
she's in the forest with those like little black
Yeah.
Furbies or whatever they are. I don't know. These
It
little-
has
Yeah, that
big
one.
cameo vibes.
Yeah, cameo.
cameo.
Yes, kept from the 360 from Rare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, very much like cameo. Yeah, but like cameo, you can like shapeshift, kind of like you're like a shapeshifting thingy. This one you can use those.
It's
Furbies.
base cameo combat.
Yeah, you can use
Yeah.
those Furbies to help you out, and then also kind of like fight. So yeah, man, what you guys think about this game? I mean, Shadow Fox, I think you said kind of give you like cameo vibes, which I know you like that game. So what'd you think about this one?
Yeah. It looks really colorful, and obviously, it seems real out of the moment right now that they choose the creators that they chose for this type of game. But I like it. It's really colorful. I think games like this, to me, these games like this show off the strength of a console more so than the quote unquote hyper realistic. We have hyper realistic textures, and let's put a shitload of gray and brown in it, and here you go. Therefore, that's real. The world doesn't look like that. So when you start having a large array of colors, that means you're at least doing 32-bit color, which means that there's more texels being displayed on screen, that means more texel bandwidth, which means the console is actually doing more work. Versus a lot of these games you see, these Call of Duty games and these other games you see with all these grays in it, they can get away with doing 24 and 16-bit color in some frames, and the person wouldn't be the wiser. To them, it just looks like it's high detail. Well, lack of color means lack of detail. So to me, a game like this that's doing, say, the polygonal strength, that's doing the big open world, and it's showing the bright color gamut, like from top to bottom, not just a shitload of grays and blacks and browns and whatnot. It's showing a full breadth of color from the entire wheel. It's doing all the work. So to me, that's going to be more impressive than insert gray game here.
What'd you think, VC, about this game here, man?
Personally, like at first glance, I was like, "Is this like some weird like Dreams version of Horizon Zero Dawn?" Because I'll be honest, at first that's what I was thinking before they showed that game eventually in the presentation. But like, I was like, "What is this? This looks weird." And overall, I wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like another action adventure game, indie, nothing crazy to me personally. I'll be honest.
The combat looked a little like the melee
It
combat
looks a little,
stiff.
it looks a little stiff, meh, average.
Yeah, average. But
Finicky.
The melee combat reminds me of the combat that Cameo had without doing any of the morphs.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me.
It's an indie game, though, so that's also another thing. It is an indie game.
Yeah.
Wait and see. I need to see more personally.
We need to see a bit more.
Maybe even a difference in the visual style. I don't know. Something's gonna make it pop a little more. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it overall.
Yeah.
I'm with
Like the
VC on
particle
that.
effect.
Okay, so you kind of think, okay, so we're all kind of wait and see, we're like wait and see, but the game looks good. The game, like graphically, it looks pretty good.
I think a good summary of all the games is none of them looked bad, but there are some of them that are forgettable that looked fine.
Yeah.
Well, there was one game that looked really bad, and we all know what that game was. If we really have to think about it.
Oh,
It's on the list.
we'll talk about that
Yeah,
game.
we'll get to that, but nothing was like God.
Are we talking about Gran Turismo?
No.
Oh
Let's
no,
speak on that.
that game looks like a masterpiece compared to the other game.
Gran Turismo.
But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, we already talked
I'll
about
tell
Gran
you what I'll
Turismo.
talk about that.
So real quick, let me answer Big Mig's question. Thank you for the 10, Big Migs. And he says, sorry for changing the convo right quick, but is the M Cable or M Classic worth it for the Switch? Digital Foundry put up some videos.
Yes, it is.
So if you really want to get in depth and see if it's worth it, but I also made a video on the M Cable as well, so you can check out that video. But most people say that it is worth it if you're looking.
I can confirm it is very worth it,
if you're looking for a little bit sharper textures and stuff like that in your game. So
especially if you're playing on a
you see-
monitor.
yes,
I say it's that
yes.
or a Frame Master. That's the only thing I can really.
Yeah, especially if you're playing
Frame
or
Master is not cheap.
if you're playing like Wii games. Absolutely.
I use it on my Wii every day.
Yeah, Wii games. Absolutely. Like the Wii Virtual, like if you're on your Wii U when you're playing the Wii games backward, like Metroid Prime on M Cable.
That
Yeah.
upscales it, I think, to 1440, right?
Yeah.
Or is that 1080?
M Classic.
I played Mario Kart Wii on it the other day, and that looked so good at 1080 with the M Cable.
Yeah, M Cable's good. And so yeah, pick it up. The M Cable, that one's more expensive. You can get the M Classic for cheaper. So, M Classic.
I would recommend the extra just for all the extra features.
M Classic.
The M cable.
M cable. So that's the actual like attached cable.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then there's the M Classic, which is just the dongle, which you use your own HDMI. So
I mean, you can, and it does a good job, but you just get that little extra oomph with the actual cable.
Yeah,
I have a
the
port that supports it.
Yeah, I have the M cable, which
Yeah.
was like $120. I bought it. Just
That's
like,
not that bad for a high-end HDMI cable.
No, it's not that bad. It's like a graphics processor built, like a little graphics processor built into the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like I'll plug it into power.
Yeah, exactly. It has its own USB that you can plug into like your TV. You plug it into your TV. You plug that in. Plug to the other side. It works with also capture cards too, so you can use it with the capture card.
Yeah.
And there's no problem as well. So.
That's dope.
All right, so let's go and move on to the next thing here. A lot of games. So there's this really weird game, guys. I think VC is gonna like this game. It's called. I think this is.
And that's the one I'm talking about. That I said I won't like.
What are you talking about? This is a VC game. This is definitely. It's called.
No.
It's called
Snack
Goodbye
Bug?
Volcano
No.
High because VC graduated
No.
from high school not too long ago.
No.
So I think this perfectly.
College.
VC
No.
and Big Z, you guys are youngins.
No,
Y'all, this would be right up
No.
your guys' alley.
No,
What?
this is an Ethan R game, a TH3 game, Zoomer game.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
what this really
I have a question
is.
for everyone here.
Yeah.
What's up with all the furries that Sony hired? There was lots of furry shit during this.
Well, I don't know. I guess the snack bugs things was anti-furry, but
No, but there was a lot of furry stuff.
I think it was
in a lot of the
anti-bug,
games.
not anti-furry.
I mean,
bug
this,
snacks.
this definitely seems like I said on my stream, I was like, this seems like a game like if you're in depression, like play this game and it's gonna help you get out of it. It just seems like
No, I think it's gonna keep you in it and think
no,
about it the rest of
you're
your life.
gonna overcome depression with this type of game.
No,
It's
this
like,
is a game
these
where
people-
it's saying good. Read
gonna
the
play
description: a
this game.
cinematic narrative game with touches on love, friendship, and self-realization in the final days of civilization. Obviously, the game's not ending in any good way, so it's going to be reminiscent of real life and how things are going to always be horrible. Cherish your life the way it is, day by day. It's be some stupid plot like that.
I'm actually gonna play this because I'm into dating games. I love them.
It's not a.
Have
Is it
my
a dating
Steam
sim?
library. It looks like a dating
it's everything. It's all that kind of stuff.
I thought it was like a music game.
And
No.
it is, but
Well,
it's
no,
also
you play in
sort
a
of
band. I think
hentai,
that's what it
which I
is.
really like.
I'm pretty sure you're in a band. That's why there's the music stuff.
You're like a bunch of like weird rhinoceroses and like
Yeah,
Rhinoceroses.
yeah.
Not everyone's a rhinoceros.
rhinos
I'm
and
into
stuff,
that
dude.
weird.
There's some lizards there too.
yeah, lizards, bug people. Like there's like this guy's got a Jerry curl, but he's got a horn on his nose. It's like dreads. It's like
Yo, this is Jaden Smith if he was in the video game.
it's like Rocklock from like My Hero or whatever. It's like weird rhino version of like Rocklock or something. Dude.
This
Like,
reminds
I
me of
don't
a
know.
hentai I watched last week.
Or it looks like the dude from Splatoon, like that kid from like the black kid from Splatoon. It looks like him, but he got transported into this one right here, man.
inclusiveness.
It's
It's like Sony realized that millennials need to buy their games. Let's put some fake woke.
This is definitely woke right here, man. This is some woke stuff. Goodbye Volcano High, the end. They got the yearbook right there with bird
Bruh.
lady.
Yo, they're gonna burn the book. How much you want to bet?
I'm actually excited
Yo,
for this game. Just
I'm
for
the prophet. I'll bet $100 they're gonna burn the book in that game. Someone has to buy the game. And tell me for me, because I'm not buying the game.
Dude, you see, if you don't stream this game, bruh.
I'm not streaming this game. I'm not
These
touching
things
this
game
game.
for you. Dude,
Someone would have to give me $1,000 to sponsor.
$1,000?
$1,000. Yes.
1,000 isn't that bad. I'll do that.
$1,000?
Has to be 1,000.
VC, you about to get a check from the developer like right now.
$1,000 to play this game?
Hell
I will
yeah,
play this
1,000.
game. I will play this game. I'll buy it and I'll play it.
I'll buy a
Buy
PS5 for it.
The developers while watching is like, you want the code for free, OJ?
Yeah, I'll get a free code.
Strange Superman 64 for $1,000.
We could
And
probably
then
all
for
get
me,
a
it's
free
like, you want 1,000? Get
To be
out of
honest, you
here.
could probably get a free code for the game too.
See, I don't want one. If I were to get one for free, I'd probably give it away.
Okay.
Give
well,
it to me because I want to play it.
Well, there's that game. All right. So then next up, we've got some other stuff as well. We got Little Devil Inside, which is a interesting looking game.
Yeah.
So there's that game.
I don't remember it.
It's the game that looks like kind of like
Oh yeah, the Karen.
No, that's not that game. This game,
I thought that was
Little
the
Devil
Karen.
Inside. It's like the game where the guy was like outside. He was like cold. Then he was like fighting monsters like with the sword. And then he was like, and then there's like a guy like sleeping, like an old white guy sleeping. Then like
the game looked a little odd.
Yeah, it was a little odd.
Weird, it was a weird type of animation, like the. It was almost like they were trying to mimic Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on it, but you're right about that. It was like a Nightmare Before Christmas type of animation, paper-ish type of like weird. I don't know what they used for that. That tech is old though, right? That was like that was like 94. I was scared as hell of that, by the way, guys. Back then. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. It looks like it kind of looks like that. But there's that game. Apparently the people are telling me the Playroom. They have the Astrobots Playroom. Apparently, that's going to be pre-installed on your PS5.
I think that's a good showcase type game.
Yeah,
I think it's just a fun little time waster.
That's good because we need the return of that kind of stuff. Like since the Sega Master System, I felt like it should have been a thing. Like you turn your system on, and there is something. You don't even have to put a cartridge in. There is something for you to do.
Yep.
And what was the last thing they did? I think some versions of the Atari Jaguar had I think it had Tempest built into it in some of the later versions.
one of them did. I can't remember which game it was.
Yeah, and then and the closest thing we got was later Xbox 360s. You got what was it? Geometry Wars.
Yeah. Well, that was like Xbox 360 Arcade or whatever.
And you got Geometry Wars free. So like that kind of stuff, I think that builds upon it. Like to me the end goal would be either seeking what Master System does at launch or seeking what Super Nintendo does at launch. And by Super Nintendo, I mean there's a pack-in game that just happens to be 2-player, and you got 2 controllers in the box. Like that immediately prompts that, hey, like this is a multiplayer system and you get 2 controllers out of the box. You don't have to go searching for another $60 to $70 device right out of the box for you to be able to play with other people. And I think that's part of how of Switch's success too, because even though it didn't come packed in with the game, technically the Joy-Con can be 2 controllers depending on what games you're playing. So it's kind of I feel that we got to go back to that, man, because if not, like, what is the difference between now we got 2 consoles that are like, yeah, please don't buy our games on PC. So how do you got to be able to be able to sell
Microsoft doesn't care.
Yeah, they don't care at all. They're just like sign in Xbox Live. We'll try.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, Microsoft owns Windows, so they're still getting the attention rate and things from that.
Microsoft makes so much money; it's an unspendable amount of money. Microsoft makes.
They don't even care if they go to Steam now. Before they were just like games for Windows. Now they don't care at all.
They could solve almost all the.
Well, the thing is of Microsoft, I think they realized that no one's going to buy the games on the Windows Store.
Yeah.
Well, even EA realized that nobody's going to buy it on they're putting Mass Effect on Steam now. So
that's the thing I keep telling you. It's actually pointless that EA is coming to Steam because you still have to boot 2 launchers to play it.
But at least you can take advantage of all of the Steam features, though, right?
It depends on the game.
Because I tried to play Mass Effect on the Origin. Origin sucks. Like
Origin does suck, but it's like what I'm telling you about Rockstar games. Just buy it on the Rockstar launcher. That way, you don't have 2 launchers in your RAM.
Yeah, that's why I'm just.
That makes your game slower.
That's why I'm just done with PC gaming.
That's not a good excuse to be done with it. Let me show you the light.
Well, you know what is a good excuse to be done with? NBA 2K, because they didn't really, they didn't really show us much. We got big boys. First of all, I love me some Zion. Okay, Zion's
cameraman.
I love me some Zion, but that was a crap trailer. They showed a pre-rendered alpha footage or whatever it was. That was crap. They showed NBA 2K. 2K to me has just decreased in quality. I haven't played it. I haven't really bought a 2K game since Jordan was on the cover of 2K11, and I only bought it because Jordan was on the cover. And even then, the game was just But I mean, it's another basketball game. It's a teaser trailer. It looks good. You see the brother sweating. He dunks. He does his little.
How do they get Zion on and the cameraman's not like, "Hey, can you look at the camera?" And they let it go that far, and it was shown on the show. What? That's like videography 101.
Maybe they were aiming.
Oh, the camera guy couldn't say anything to the director, like, "Oh, hey, why not have Zion look at the camera?" If there's at least a couple other people that were backstage there, and then there's of course people who have to see that footage and go, "Oh, that's great footage. Let's use it."
Hey, listen, my
what's going on? That part annoyed me
the first
so
thing
much.
you do
As someone who went to college for that stuff, it peeved me.
You see, BC, no one knows how to use this anymore. Everyone thinks their phone is as good as this.
No, here's the thing. My man Zion.
Don't come with lenses.
Listen,
you have to look at the camera. Like, it's just
there.
Listen, let me
I
tell
have
you.
two lenses with me.
My man Zion was worried about. He's getting sued like to hell and back right now.
Yeah, he seems a little camera shy for even being there.
He's looking at his cell phone. He's like, I might have to do something right now because he's getting sued like that, and there could be double NCAA infractions with Duke because he was getting paid because this man was worth millions before he even got a contract. So I mean, like, listen, I'm all for these athletes and them getting their money because these colleges be pimping them out because they do. So I don't think he should get in trouble at all. I don't care. You know, they did this to Reggie Bush, 10 years ago or whatever it was, or he was banned for 10 years from USC. Now he just finally been able to go back to a game now, because your 10-year ban is up. But the NCAA...
They did it to Jameis Winston, too, I think.
I think Jameis is okay. He didn't get his Heisman taken away or whatever.
Yeah.
Reggie got his Heisman taken. He had to pay money back, though, I think his family had to pay money back. Okay. But either way, so I'm all down for it, but whatever. But anyway, NBA 2K21, it's coming. It's coming. Great.
With microtransactions, don't forget that the microtransactions is a ton of those.
Yeah, I don't even. They just.
But that game comes this year, so I think sometime this week or next week during all the rest of the fake E3 shows, they're gonna show gameplay of that game because that's gonna be here.
It's gonna look exactly like last year's game.
It will. Yeah, it'll look exactly the same. But I feel that they have to show it though because it's gonna be here.
It's the thing about NBA 2K and the thing about it's getting more popular. It's selling more. NBA 2K it's one of the best selling games. Period. NBA 2K.
Yes.
Isn't it like second Call of Duty every year?
It's right up there.
Beating Call of Duty now.
Yeah, right. It's right up there. It's not beating Call of Duty. Not this year. But
it's evergreen, but maybe not total. But
it's right up there. Now it's evergreen.
I know it beats it evergreen, but not like initial.
It's not real evergreen though. It's a yearly evergreen. So it's evergreen until the next one comes out, and then it stops being. And then the value of the games shoot. To me, evergreen also means that your value stays up too, right? Like your value is still there. The game's value is.
So 2K19, I would say almost made it evergreen because 20 was so bad. People were going back and rebuying 19 again. So
it was on sale for $3 last year.
I'll say,
and then they stuck ads for a TV show.
I will say that NFL 2K5 is evergreen. That's an evergreen game. NFL 2K5 because it was $20 when it launched. Yeah.
That's a great game on emulator.
Yeah, and NFL 2K. If you do the emulator stuff, then you can get updated rosters and stuff like that. You can still.
Play that's what I do on it.
Yeah, you can still play as if everything.
I up-res it to 1440p, 120 FPS with the modern roster.
And I'm telling you, legit. It's better than Madden. It's actually legit, better than Madden. In some respects.
I wish you buying brand new games. It's just the new games suck.
That's gonna be the elephant in the room, though. Do we say that? Do we say that again? The 2K is better than Madden. Do we do that?
I think most people know that 2K is better than Madden, but there's nothing that we can do because it's an NFL license. It's like they just. It's like okay, we can say it's better all we want, but nothing's gonna change. There's still gonna be no real NFL 2K. So EA
just renewed the contract again last year, right?
Yeah. Well, NFL
the contract again.
Yeah, they renewed it again for 5 years, but we are gonna get maybe an NFL Street or something from Visual Concepts. So we're getting something, and it's gonna have NFL players.
NBA Street return. That's what we need.
I mean,
the NBA Street games are so much more fun in my opinion.
Yeah,
NFL Street.
NBA Street is better. But NFL Street was pretty cool. Like to play NFL Street for the first time, it was actually dope.
NFL Street was the only football game I actually loved.
NFL Street.
You didn't like? I like Blitz too.
Oh,
I like
Blitz was great.
NFL Blitz.
I loved the Blitz, but it was just a little too over the top for me.
Yeah.
Okay. NFL Street was pretty crazy, but what I liked about NFL Street is like you can do like obviously NBA Street you can do the tricks, but NBA it's like more
tons of tricks too. Yeah, like you start defying gravity and you're still doing tricks midair as you're climbing.
And the thing about Blitz versus Street is Blitz was like the South Park of wrestling games, not wrestling, football games, and then like Street was like comedic, but it still had some elements of an actual sports game in there. Okay, so it was a different type of thing, and both are great in their own way.
NBA Street Volume 2, best.
Yes, it is.
Non-simulation sports game ever made. NBA Street Volume 2, baby. That game's so good, so good.
I just want to address Ariel.
NBA Street versus NBA Jam, though.
What'd you say?
I just want to address Ariel. NFL is not tripping. All they care about is money.
Yeah,
it makes money.
Yeah, it's just money. And the funny thing is that they make double the money now because now they got money from 2K. And they get money from EA, pays them a ridiculous amount of money. And then also 2K came in and said, hey, we'll give you money to use your license for just a street ball game or something like, or street, like NFL Street, some type of game like that. Which, by the way, that can be very successful. If they make an NFL Street and if it's as good, that could be great. That could be, I'll buy that because I don't buy Madden. So I'll buy that over, Madden. But Madden gets, like, people hella buy Madden.
I mean, and I think it's possible that they're going to get something really like that because we see WWE going to that.
Yeah.
With Battlegrounds. And that was one franchise that was staunch on the simulation.
Well, to be honest, the problem is that WWE should have never went to 2K in the first place, in my personal opinion.
Well, okay, you know the situation why it happened in the first place, right?
We all know why. It's just
it was an unfortunate circumstance, and here's the thing: I was around at the time. There was a major false hope looking back because THQ had already made 2K14. 2K14 is one of the best wrestling games ever made. So we thought, 2K is just going to continue this.
Well, I don't know about 2K14 being in one of the best wrestling games. That's
the last 10 years or so.
The last 10 years or so, maybe, but like in general, I don't know. That seems a little.
It's not better than No Mercy.
Yeah, Fire Pro is pretty damn good. So
Fire Pro is good, but I'm just a sucker for the WWE.
Yeah,
I always like the SmackDown versus Raw games the most.
I love
so
those
WWE. No Mercy or
No Mercy.
NWO versus the world, but you said WWE though. So.
No Mercy and WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Yes,
dude. OJ, have you done the updated roster mods for No Mercy on N64 emulators? It's so good.
No,
that is such a rabbit hole. That seems so deep.
I used to play those games back. I don't care about wrestling games anymore. But when I was younger, yeah, absolutely, wrestling games were like, I was a big.
Hey, I watch 4 wrestling shows a week, so I love wrestling.
What'd you say?
What emulator are you using to update though?
Yeah, VRAP 410.
That has that support too.
I use Dolphin.
Oh, Dolphin has N64 support?
At least that's what I've used for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
sweet.
And there's also, but for getting like full mods and stuff, if you want to go even further than like an I do, there is other emulators for it. Then,
but what you can't emulate though is the new Dark Souls. It is the new Dark Souls remake that's coming.
You mean Demon Souls?
Demon Souls?
Oh, sorry, Demon Souls. Demon Souls. After it's been 11 years. I remember when Demon Souls first came out. This game, people were like, "What the heck? Nobody wants to play this type of game." I was in college, and this game was barely being advertised. Sony was just like, we don't really want to do this. I mean, Atlas had to kind of swoop in and save this game, apparently, or whatever it was from software. And I remember people were just saying, nobody wants to play a game that's too hard, that like literally punishes you. And at that time I was like, heck yeah, I want to play it. So I picked it up day one. Just day one. There was no hype behind this game. There was not a lot of hype behind this game. And it started a revolution because now Dark Souls and Souls games are one of the most copied franchises out there, right? It was very innovative for its time. So they went all the way back and they are remaking where it started with Demon Souls. So I don't play these type of games anymore. So I'm probably not gonna buy it day one. I might buy it for nostalgia, just so I can say, I remember that part. Because as soon as that big old bird or whatever swoop with the dead dude that was hanging. I was like, oh, it's Souls. I was like, it's Demon Souls, because I just remember that. I just remember it, and the face mask where you can't see. I always wonder, like, how can you see out of that face mask? You can't see anything in that mask that he's wearing.
There's nothing.
I always remember Demon Souls because I was getting Call of Duty World at War for PS2 at Walmart, and for some reason Demon Souls was on sale next to it.
Yeah,
and it was like $20 for it.
The game discounted quickly. The game kind of discounted quickly, but it still
it
sold really well though.
Yeah, because Dark Souls was the game that really started it all from
because then media got a hold of it.
Demon Souls,
it was the hardest thing ever.
Sony thought Demon Souls was gonna flop. They're like, this game's gonna flop. They thought it was gonna flop. They literally thought it was going to flop. Atlas picked it up, and it didn't flop. It made Atlas a ton of money. It made them a lot of money, and I think they sold over 1 million copies. I think once they hit the $30 price point, because there was this thing with certain PlayStation exclusives, like it was like Valkyria Chronicles. Nobody bought it at $60. But then they half the price. They used to just half the price. They didn't do like these $47 and stuff.
Valkyria Chronicles is a game I never advise buy at full price. Always buy on sale.
Yeah, that game always goes on sale. But when it first launched, Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3, nobody bought the game, and no
one cared about the first game until it got remastered.
But then they halved it to $30. Then everybody started, and then it sold over 1 million copies. Same thing happens with Demon Souls. Nobody bought it at $60. But then they get it down to 30, everybody starts buying it, and then momentum starts with the game. And then that gave them the money, the confidence, blah blah blah, team size. Then they make Dark Souls, and that's when VC came in with like gets the ball rolling, like the train boom, everything was set.
For me, I never got to experience Demon Souls, and it's like Dark Souls got me into it. I played Dark Souls 1, I played Dark Souls 2. I actually didn't get to play Dark Souls 3.
I need really good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. And then I played Sekiro, Blood-Borne and Sekiro are my two favorite From Software games, if I'm honest.
I'm gonna tell my age here a little bit. So before Demon Souls, and this is probably why I don't blame Sony for being this way. King's Field was selling specifically on just the PlayStation for a very long time before Demon Souls, and those games were hard and broken as well. And From Software has been reattempting this game for the better part of 20 years. And Demon Souls just happened to be the one that just said, okay, and here we go. And now once it started hitting critical mass, that was it. Really at that point. But it had always been that type of franchise. I don't know if they'll ever be as bold to go back and say, hey, we're gonna make another King's Field game. But
they will never do that, especially if people complaining on Twitter and stuff about hardness in games.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people complain about, though. That's what I've realized. Who gives a damn about what people complain about?
I don't care, but companies care.
Everybody press F in the chat if you've never heard of King's Field. Just hit F in the chat.
I remember playing King's Field as a little kid and then just tossing it because I just couldn't beat it.
Yeah, it was super bad on PC. Like it was just.
I want to go over.
I didn't even play it on PC. I played it on console.
On PlayStation it was
graphics comparison.
It was rough. But PC was
just a graphics comparison on what?
It's so different
on Twitter.
What is this? Which one is this?
Oh, and Discord, and
what is this? PS3 and
yeah, it's I think it's PS3 and comparing it to PS5 or PS2, one or the other.
Yeah.
The difference is immense.
But that's the hardware difference that we have here, though.
Yeah, 2 generations.
PS5. This game shows it's PS5 in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big. I mean, the original team that worked on this game, they didn't even use all what the PS3 could do. I mean, they just basically put together some pretty cool stuff. They have this really unique online. The online was interesting because you can like raid people's games. Like you can like go in there and like. Straight up like try to kill them, and you can see like little hints. Remember, you see that all the time in games now, but back then there was not that. You did not see like people's like hit like shadows of them dying. Like they can say, "Hey, watch out here. This is gonna kill you." This was also before like Twitter and also before people ruined the hell out of things all the time online, and you saw everything uploaded to the internet beforehand. So this type of stuff was crazy, groundbreaking, innovative. Now when you play, obviously it's not going to be the same feeling because so many games do this, but back then it was amazing.
Blasphemous to it.
Yeah.
And 3,000 Duels, all kinds of games.
Yeah, but back then when I was playing it, I was blown away because I was like, wait a minute. Like, I could not die. Because, like, you know, when you first started playing, it was a different type of game, right? So you wanted to see if somebody's going to give you some help. You're like, oh, you're going to take that help, you know? Like, so it was dope. It was just such a cool experience. And I'm glad that, you know, you youngins are going to get to be able to experience this one because I think this is going to do very, very, very well. I think it's going to sell.
And I think it's also a big deal because Sekiro won Game of the Year last year. So this genre has finally gotten the recognition that it deserves. So now people can actually go back to the original of the modern day.
Yeah, and there's also Blood-Borne on the same console as Sekiro. And that's exclusive, so I just want to say that because I love Blood-Borne. It's so good. Many people were thinking Blood-Borne 2 is going to happen today, and it's like Demon Souls has been...
No, it wasn't Blood-Borne 2. It was a Blood-Borne remaster, which makes no sense if backwards compatibilities.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear about a remaster. I heard a 2.
No, that was a rumor.
Oh, I didn't hear about
Demon
that.
Souls was definitely the rumor, and I'm like, yeah, I believe that. When the time I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's probably gonna happen. And
yeah, Demon Souls just kind of deserved a remake because it was just kind of forgotten about and left on the PS3.
Yeah,
due to
like,
Sony's architecture, they can't do backwards.
Everyone watching right now, like, come on, the jump in graphic fidelity is noticeable. Like,
I mean, like that's a complete for the 2 pictures here. Like, that's not even the same. They increased the scale and everything.
Yeah, it's a complete remake of the game. Which is amazing. It's gonna be something's gonna tell me like I have a soft spot for this game, so I'm gonna buy it and not beat it, but I just have to because it's Demon Souls. I beat this game originally back then. The game was interesting though because it seems like they ran out of money or time at that the second half of this game.
Towards the end,
it's significantly or the second I wouldn't say like the first 2/3 is great, but the last third of this game is pathetically bad.
Do you know what game needs a remake more than Demon Souls? Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Or Twin Snakes.
Twin Snakes got one.
Solid 4.
Twin Snakes is a remake. That would be a remake of a remake then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm asking for.
Yeah. Okay.
But
well,
4 needs it because that's stuck.
Let's get some. We have some donations that came through. Shout outs to Retro Wolf with the $10 through Super Chat. Thank you so much, Retro Wolf. He says, "Yo, OJ, thanks for calling me out on that badly worded tweet the other day. Totally didn't mean to come across like that. After you said that, I was like, crap. He is right. LOL. Thanks, bro." And I think he said something else. Thanks, bro. PS5 equals hype. Yeah, PS5 is looking good. I'm definitely gonna be picking it up. Love to get some new shiny tech. But no, dude. To be honest, man, like I said, some people. Whenever I talk on Twitter, like don't. I wasn't trying to like call you out like that. It really wasn't like that. I was just like, yo, you know me though, Retro Wolf. You know me. I'm not a big YouTuber panderer type of situation. So like when people say, oh well, because this person said it, that means this is this. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna say I don't like that. But no hate towards you. I wasn't mad or angry or anything like that. It wasn't anything like that, bro. Don't take it that way. It's just we just had a conversation. It was just a conversation at the end of the day about games. We were both respectful back and forth to each other. There was no name calling, so I don't see it as anything negative or bad in my opinion, because there was no. Look, when I first started doing YouTube, it wasn't civil when people would talk about games. It wasn't civil over the internet, so that was very civil between us. So I'm cool, just as long as you're cool with it. So no problem there, man. Thank you for the 10, but no problem at all. And if you see something that you don't like that I say, feel free to let me know about it. Feel free. No hate on my end.
On that, I was thinking about it the other day because I think it's stupid that console wars still exist in 2020.
They exist.
I'm trying to figure that out.
It's so stupid.
It's
people that are in their 40s complaining about console wars, and it's like, what? I need to say what's wrong with these people. Like, people are weird.
Yeah,
you play on the platform you choose to. Like, I'm a PC Master Race, but I don't shit on anyone for not being PC Master Race.
You didn't shit on anyone who plays consoles.
I shit on everyone who plays on console. I shit on everyone equally.
Play games.
So I guess it's not a console war
on the Mac. So there you go.
It's not a console war because you're not into the console, so there is no console war for you.
Yeah.
It's just weird watching. Like, why be? I don't understand I see some of the people that are perpetuating this. And we know why gaming media does it, because they need the clicks and they're going to do whatever they can to generate some type of drama. But in other individuals like YouTubers and other influencers or whatnot that obviously can afford it are perpetuating this stuff. And I'm like, either you have all of the systems and you're just doing this for clout yourself, just like the media is, or you're really standing that hard and you could just buy the other console for those couple of games you want. Like I don't get it. I don't get like why is the like right now the thing to do is dunk on Xbox, right? Like all the Sony stands are dunking on Xbox. I'm like, for the most part, y'all libraries are the same. You got a
It's
couple
literally just like 5% that's different.
Yeah, and then people barely want to buy the exclusives for each those two platforms. So what? I don't get. And then they
Sony
both
fans buy the exclusives more than Microsoft, but the Sony exclusives are better too.
Once they go on sale or they're bundled.
It's also true, guy. Remember, as Microsoft exclusives, people don't buy; they buy Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true. They buy Game Pass. Yeah, Game Pass.
But there's way more people playing Microsoft exclusives.
But
vendors, people buying.
Maybe in the sixth generation, but now, like, really,
I can tell you more people have attempted and tried more Microsoft games because of the lack of an entry point with a upfront cost, where they can try Sunset Overdrive and just like, I like that, or not.
Okay, well, I do want to mention also Abaddon donated $2, or no, $5, and he says this presentation was mediocre. Spider-Man was the most hype. And I know he's doing that on purpose. The presentation was mediocre. Spider-Man was the most hype. Abaddon has spoken. Thank you for the 5, Abaddon. I appreciate that.
Abaddon's right, though. Spider-Man was the most hype thing in that show.
It was the most hype thing.
Spider-Man, I liked a little bit of what Ratchet was showing. Well, I liked a lot of what Ratchet was showing. It's just I was disappointed once I started seeing some things that were commonplace. Once I started seeing that, I was like, oh, so it's 8th gen again, okay, and that's kind of my thing. But we'll talk about that later. But
all right, so
I agree with Abaddon on that one.
We're going to just kind of put together the rest of the stuff here for the sake of time.
Yeah, surprised it's been over 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's been an hour. For the sake of time, we're just gonna put together everything, then give our show grades, and we'll end out the show on that. So, let me see here. So basically, the rest of the stuff we got: Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, so that's coming. Resident Evil 8, that's coming to PS5 and Series X PC. We have Deathloop, which is a game that we knew about a while back, but we got the first gameplay. That's coming this holiday. For PS5 and PC. Then we've got Capcom's new IP, Pragmata for Capcom. That game looks interesting, I guess. We have Pathless, Control, which wasn't in the show, but Control is also coming to Xbox Series X and PS5. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the rest of the show. And then we have the PS5 hardware design. Design.
Boy.
So this is going to be what we're going to talk about here at the end. I'm going to show you guys pretty much everything here with the design of the hardware. We're going to go through this gallery, and you guys can be your own, bears of what this design of this console is, and we can talk about it. So we are going to. I'm just going to put it up right here. So this is the console. This is the disc version. There are 2 versions of the PS5 console. There is the disc version, the standard disc version of the console that looks like this, and then there's also a digital version of the console that that doesn't look like that. That looks like this. So it removes that big fat disc drive that they just slapped onto the side of it. Right here. They also have some other things here too, though, guys. It's not let's see here. It's not finished. We have the looks like there's a remote with it, like a PlayStation remote that you can use for Blu-ray.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, which that looks good. And then they also have a it's probably like a universal remote that you can use to turn on your PS5.
I think the remote's dope. I think it's cool that they gave that.
They have the PlayStation Eye camera. This is what the new camera looks like. as well, so it looks a little bit more sleek. I like the little.
Did they call it PlayStation camera, or did they just?
I don't know what they call it. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they gave it a name.
Yeah, I don't know what they're
It's
calling
literally just a PlayStation camera.
Yeah, just the PlayStation camera. And then they also have I don't know what this there's like a little USB dongle thingy for I think it's for the headset. Is it for the headset? I think it's for the headset. Yeah.
I will say this: I'm glad the console has a USB-C port.
Yeah, it has a USB-C port, and I think it has a USB mini port on there as well, like the old school mini port.
Oh God!
I think that's what that small port is next to the USB. The USB.
No,
port
that's a Type C port next to a Type A.
The big one on the back of the controller is Type C.
Yeah,
so
the big one. Yeah, which is good because Type C is what everyone's using now. You know,
Type C is what everything people use, except if you use an iPhone. That's about the only thing that doesn't use Type C anymore.
Yeah, and I like even the MacBooks and stuff use Type C. So
they're the ones that push USB-C.
Yeah.
It almost seems like Sony wants you to buy the digital version of this because the digital version looks obviously better.
So here's the thing that I thought about this afterwards. Before I say fuck the console, and I'm going to go on my huge tangent because I will go on one. Before I do that, I do think they should only do a digital version and then just sold you like a USB-C dongle for a disc drive.
That would be a good idea, honestly. Just to have that.
If they really want to if they really want to be competitive and cut the price down, they could probably get the price down even lower. So like maybe even $350.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they could sell that disc drive.
They definitely could.
Yeah. They could sell that for $50 easy.
No, they shouldn't remove the disc drive. No. Like
I'm saying, but if they really want to cut into Microsoft this generation, sell a digital only version that's dirt cheap, and then just sell a disc drive adapter.
Yeah, and I think they can make money off that too because what happens towards the end of a generation, PlayStation start breaking. And if the disc drive starts dying or whatever, is that person more likely to call support, or they're just going to buy the DVD drive at a profit for you and continue playing?
It's a shitty business tactic, but it works.
Yeah,
I
can see that working.
I mean, I'll give them kudos for not sticking to the regular design, but it literally looks like a router slapped in between two pieces of paper.
So, but I think the original design is still there though, because if you look at it, the like what Spawnway was saying on his video, the circular motion of the airflow is still there. Like you can see where the air is supposed to flow, coming out the little ridge out the underneath the giant plastic router shield over the console. The black part that's coming out, you can see the fan vents, and they circle all around the console, going all the way underneath and on the other side. So it is a radial airflow design, which is interesting.
They don't want it to overheat. That's one thing. Like they want to make sure that this system doesn't overheat. So that's part of the design and everything that they're doing here. I like I said, at first I was like, dude, the system's ugly as hell, and I still think it's ugly. I don't think this is a good looking system. You know, I don't like the flaps hanging up. Like I've never been a fan of like designs where like flaps hang up like this. Like we're like it just to me like this sandwich type of thing.
Sideways like that, I don't like that.
Like it's just tacky when we have like little like they're gonna redesign this thing, and it's gonna look a lot better when they redesign it. Like they always do.
More than likely,
yeah. They're gonna redesign it. And everyone who's saying, "Oh, it looks great! Oh, it looks great!" And then when they redesign it and it looks better, oh, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that one looks better." You know, so everyone who's just saying that, "Oh, it looks so good, it looks so good," wait till they redesign
early adopter tax.
They're gonna redesign it. They're gonna make like a slim, and it's gonna look a lot better. I mean, we
I want to know how they're gonna cool a slim if they're having a hard time cool this.
Well, they'll figure it out. I mean,
they'll figure it out because they did PS4 Slim, so
and
PS4
also
was
remember the
jet engine.
Remember the PS3s compared to the PS3 Slim?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Drastic reduction. Like I've got a PS3 Slim actually right here, and if you remember what people can't see right now, but I'll just move this. But I carry a PS3 Slim with me all the time. It's so much smaller.
What do you mean carry with you all the time?
Than what the regular PS3s were at launch, because the regular PS3s, those things were gigantic.
What do you mean carry one?
I got my regular PS4, PS3.
I got where's my regular PS3 at?
What does he mean carry it with him? Like when you travel?
What?
What do you mean carry it with you? Like when you travel, you take a PS3 with you?
I was joking. I was
about to say that's a pretty odd thing to travel with.
No, I don't. I don't travel with my PS3. Although I like my PS3 Slim a lot. I played the hell out of this thing back in the day, man. I want to get another PS3
again. I might get Is that last PS3 any good? The very last one they did?
It's
The Ultra Slim.
it's
I don't
Yeah.
know.
it's super ghetto. It's
Well, here's the thing. Like, I only care about just straight PS3 games. I have a normal PS2.
It plays PS3 games just fine, and it uses it uses lower wattage, so it's going to save you money on your electricity bill. So
You think I care about that when I'm running free PCs?
I'm just saying, like, it just uses a lower wattage, and like, I'm just saying.
Do you think I care about how high my
just-
electricity bill is when I'm running 3
I'm
PCs
just saying.
and multiple televisions?
I'm just saying. It's when the Switch came out and I started stop playing so many, like the PS4 and Xbox One, so much my bill, I saved $200-$300 a year on my bill. I was happy.
11 watts, yo.
Huh?
11 watts.
Yeah, I was happy as hell. I was like, dude, I'm saving. Them bills were coming in at $200-$300 from when I was playing PS4 and Xbox One a lot.
Yeah. Indie games on Switch. No more indie games on Steam for me. Let's put it that way.
Shout out! We got some donations coming through too here. Aaron with the $2 and says PS5 looks 1,000,000% like trash. Okay, Aaron does not look like the look of PS5.
He's absolutely right.
Ronald Lucas donated $3 and says shout out to the futuristic ice cream sandwich consoles. All right, futuristic ice cream sandwich. So just gotta round out things, guys. Here, what your show grades? What do you guys think? Big Z, I guess we can start with you. What's your show grade?
0 of 10 just because of that console design.
You can't give it a 0 out of 10.
I am being dead serious.
What's your highlights for the show, Big Z? What were your favorite games?
Spider-Man.
There is games you liked.
Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. That's literally it.
So then how is it a 0 out of 10?
Because of that console design.
You got to at least give it a 1 because you like something.
The console design isn't black. Don't care.
But no, the show itself, the everything, not just the console design, the show.
Okay, a 0.5.
0.5, that's it.
Oh
Pretty
my
rough.
gosh. All right. Well then, VC, overall show grade, favorites of the show.
Overall show grade. Originally, I was saying 5 out of 10, but then I realized there's the Sackboy game, there was the Destruction game, which looked kind of cool, which you said I would like, and if it was free or if it was $20 or something, I'd probably pick it up. And then the Demon's Souls remake, can't go wrong with that. And then Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank, those 5 games were pretty dope, but I'm not picking up the PS5 day one. It's not enough stuff that was shown that was actually dope in my opinion overall. There's 5 games out of 20 something they shown. Of course, like a 6 out of 10 would be what I would say, just because Spider-Man's a big game people were hoping for. Ratchet and Clank, a new one, especially an innovative one, is something people have been hoping for. So that's why it raised the score higher up than just a 5 out of 10 for me. It's probably just a 6 out of 10 in my opinion. But it is one of the best shows that they had because they showed gameplay. And that's what matters. Gameplay.
Yeah. Shadow Fox, overall show grade and your favorites.
So I'm kind of divided internally. I like Spider-Man. I mean, this is the first major game with a black lead since Watch Dogs 2. And Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if you're black or Hispanic and you don't buy Spider-Man and you got a PS5, I'm coming for you. No, I'm joking.
Man, and to me, Into the Spider-Verse was probably the best Spider-Man movie I've seen.
Oh, it's my favorite Spider-Man
Yes,
movie,
thank you for backing me up on that.
It was well written.
I said it was top 5, Big Z.
It was
I
well
haven't said it
written.
was
It
number
matched.
one.
No. It's the best one ever made.
Wait, hold on, time out. Let's let Shadow Fox finish, and then you.
But yeah, that definitely gave me all the vibes when I saw that, and of course, who it's made by. It's not going to be a bad game. It's just weird because they're doing this in a very short period of time with other projects they got going on. Mm-hmm. And Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm kind of putting Horizon Zero Dawn as a half positive because I'm thinking of it as a third party game at this point because it's going to eventually be PC too, like all the other third party games that you're seeing on his reel. So I'm kind of iffy on Horizon, but I will put that as a plus. Gran Turismo was a negative for me. I'll have to go into detail about that later, but it proved a lot of problems that I was already talking about the PS5 and the Series X design. And if they don't change how they design games, they're not going to be able to take advantage of this hardware. And I kind of had that issue with Ratchet as well. Like, I'm sitting here watching Greg Miller go over this, and they're cringing, and they're praising ray tracing on one surface. and you have dedicated ray tracing hardware for the entire scene. This is the type of that this generation is going to be the same. If third parties don't get on board and do what Mark Cerny was saying, we're going to see the same shit over and over again. So I want to give this presentation a good score, but I can't go above a 5 because of that reason. You don't tell somebody this is the future of gaming, and then you continue to show us what you've shown us for the last 3 generations. That's so frustrating to me. I like the big difference in graphic fidelity and things like how we're looking at the Demon Souls remake and whatnot, but that's to be expected with I mean, that's the law of diminishing returns at this point. It's only going to get so much better. You add some type of depth to it, and then you add more polygons. But I mean, what are you doing with this other than making the games look better? I guess like when you had to tell me when you got people that are in gaming media telling me, "Ooh, I really like the ray tracing on that floor." What the hell is that doing to the game? What are you doing in the game? How is that helping you at all?
Tracing the floor for you.
At least in Cameo on 360, they told you why they put a shitload of polygons in that game. They're like, hey, here are all these extra real dumb guys for you to beat up. But at least you knew why that was happening. Now they're doing it just like because we can kind of situation, and it's not selling it for me. Also, I'm like, I could just do that on my PC. And if you're gonna have the same issues, and they clearly are having the same issues, if you look at Gran Turismo, like why am I seeing LODs pop up clearly in the background if this hard drive is supposed to be so fast? And if that's the case, then I mean, just put everything in fucking RAM and keep it moving. Because all I'm seeing is what I confirmed and what I was saying before. I'm confirming what I've been saying before. And if developers don't fucking change their shit, if they don't change the way that they're doing stuff, we're going to have the same problem. So
another thing about Gran Turismo was a racing game is meant at 60 FPS. The stream was only at 30. So we can't really see how good it's supposed to look because they are limiting the stream.
Here's the thing with that. Pixel density does not change a LOD popping right in front of your phone.
I agree with everything you're saying, but I'm saying they could have saved face a little bit by actually, doing the 60 frames like a live stream.
They made it look even worse on top of that because they're trying to broadcast to so many people at one time.
We all know it's going to look good, though. It's Gran Turismo and stuff. So
I mean, it's going to look fine. It's just, I don't understand. I still don't get why they did 30
So you gave
FPS
it a 5 out of 10 then? 5 out of 10, Shadow Fox?
I'm thinking a 5 out of 10 because it's not the future of gaming. Like, if we want to see what the future of gaming is, all the developers need to come on board and say, hey, that thing Mark Cerny said, dude, we're all going to do it. That would be the future of gaming.
What would be that then?
Actually taking advantage of the SSD, and which would mean that they would have to program their games in segments, just like Metroid Prime did. God knows how many years ago.
So you got to shoot a door, then like wait for the load?
No, not shoot it. Well, shooting a door and waiting is if you rush it. If you naturally progress through the game, then you see.
That's what I remember doing at Metroid Prime, which was Metroid Prime's still great.
But you get the point. The point is if you segment the game the way that the hard drive could actually keep up, you won't have these issues. But if you're still programming, if you're still doing your rendering the exact same way that we did before, you're doing the same deferred rendering setups, and you're doing the same triangle setup, and you wait for it to rasterize and then pass it somewhere else, you're still going to have the same problems because everything is going to have to load in RAM at some point, and RAM is significantly faster than any drive that you're going to use. So as those textures get passed over, or as those game files get passed over and decompressed on the fly in RAM, you're going to have to wait. So they got to use smaller sizes.
Yeah,
you can't.
They're just starting out. We'll see where they go from here. And what they plan on doing. I will say this. I'm gonna have. I think I'll have another video talking about like show grade. Or, well, maybe not show grade, but just like some of my favorite picks and stuff like that from the show. But I'll say this. I will give it, after thinking about it quite a bit, after eating a pizza, having a pizza coma, waking up, and then looking at what everybody else was saying, you feel much better and more relaxed after pizza.
You know what's the best thing after pizza coma, though? Not to cut you off.
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
More pizza.
Yes,
the best.
I am having
after the pizza coma.
Yes, after this podcast, I'm gonna have some 7-Up, some Diet 7-Up, and some pizza. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna talk to my wife, go to sleep, wake up, and get a video for you guys in the morning. You're not gonna
I will
have a
say
video
this though: the console design to me, I actually do like it. I think it looks good, but only vertically. So
yeah, vertical looks good.
I mean,
horizontal.
At the end of the day, it's like whatever. It's just a system. It's just a box. You just stick it there. Whatever.
Well, this one's a router more than a box.
Router
and
box.
Toaster.
Man, price. Did we talk about that at all?
We didn't talk about.
It's gonna be $650.
But I'll talk about this. I'll give my show grade. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think the show was a 7. I think it was good. It was a good show. There's a lot of games, but the problem is that there wasn't a lot of release windows. We got Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, nothing. Ratchet and Clank, nothing. A lot of the games were no release windows. One of them, Capcom's game, was 2022. 2022 for Pragmata. Resident Evil, that's on Xbox Series X, which I'm going to be getting on Xbox Series X because that's going to probably be the more power or whatever, better place to play it. If you have a PC, you can get it on PC. So a lot of those games were just third-party games, which I'm not going to give them brownie points for being able to get the game first on that. Like, they're able to get the license or whatever, get the permission to use the game first. Like, that doesn't... People out here, they have Resident Evil. Right. Bro, that game's on Xbox too. Sony just worked out a deal to show Resident Evil before Microsoft could. But you're giving them points for showing off a third-party game that's on everything? I mean, no.
Let me give you an honorable mention, though. I will say this. This was hilarious, and I did like this about the stream, because I watched a couple of, how can I say this, pro Sony streams, and the amount of cringe and defeat in people's faces when they found out there was not going to be a Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, as they watched the intro, and they're going to show it.
I went immediately from hype to 0 out of 10 off the cuff. Literally,
it wasn't just pro Sony; it was everyone.
That was oh my god! So many people were melting at that point. So it was hilarious to me.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like Grand Theft Auto, fine. Like, they have a big deal. Like, that was like a big segment of their show, which they opened it up with. But I mean, if we would have got a release date for Horizon Zero Dawn or the new one, 2 or whatever it is, if we would have got a release date for Ratchet, if we would have got a release date for some of those other big first-party games, like, we didn't get a release date for Demon's Souls either, right?
No, they just showed
we got a window-ish.
What was the window? What was the window for the game?
Well, wasn't it 2021 it said?
I think, yeah, maybe 2021. So, I mean, like, that's cool. Like, I'm glad that they showed us, but really all for launch, they only showed us, like, I think, like, Deathloop and, like, a couple games for launch, which they're going to talk about more games, though, so I'm not tripping on that. But they're just, like, the big first-party games, and, like, the center of the show, like, it started hot, like VC was saying, and then it, like, dude, it dipped, like, the pacing was bad. It was
Horizon
bad.
That's a Sony problem in general. If you go back to State of Plays or any of their shows, like even up to PS4, it was just not good pacing.
The pacing was bad. It was too long. The show was I think an hour 15, hour 20. Probably should have been like 40 minutes. Probably should have been like 40. They spent a lot of time having developers come in, and I mean, they didn't talk a lot, but like that Hitman gameplay reveal for Hitman. What gameplay reveal for Hitman? What gameplay? Because they showed a teaser trailer, then they showed here's a gameplay reveal, and then it was in game, but it was not gameplay. Like Ratchet and Clank was gameplay. It's like
is Hitman really that big a deal anymore?
I mean, it's not as big of a deal as it used to be, but it's still something. But like,
Hitman 2, people didn't even know it came out.
I mean, that's a waste of time. That is a waste. They wasted like 3-4 minutes. Like that should have been cut. Put into
Hitman should have been a Twitter drop.
Yeah, or it should have been like a clip, like a highlight
in
reel,
hype reel,
like a reel with some of those other indie games. I mean, I get it, you want to showcase them, but like that made the show drag. And then like gameplay reveal, and then you're just going through some environments. You're not, there's no actual gameplay, person playing. So that was lame, and like there was like weird pacing things. So 7 out of 10. If the pacing was better, if it was shorter, pacing was better. And if they had actual more windows for certain stuff, then I'd be more inclined to be like, okay, yeah, this show was good, but there wasn't a lot of windows for stuff. There was some, but there was a lot of variety. I would say the variety was good, although there was barely any RPGs. Like somewhere,
Nintendo Treehouse employees are their resumes are getting polished up and Sony will pay big money for them to come over there.
So
Hey, we have a strategy RPG Switch exclusive coming at the end of the month. Brigadine: The Legend of Nercy.
Brigadine. We gotta hear that Brigadine. But I'm gonna pick up the game. I'm gonna pick up the game, DC.
I'll be honest, it's pretty good for strategy RPG. You'll probably like it.
I'll pick up the game. But yeah, man, like there was barely any RPGs, man, and that's also another big like. Okay, this kind of tells me, wait a minute here, like this system's gonna be
scary.
It's more of gonna be like it's definitely not. I mean, Japanese developers are gonna get on board, but it tells me that Japanese developers aren't ready. Like they're just not ready. There's barely anything. You know, and they were showing. It's not like they weren't showing. They were showing indie games. Oh man, you went into robot voice. You talking like a transformer?
Unless it's me.
VC,
Am I the one that's messed up?
VC, you frozen and you talking like a robot.
Oh no! I'm the one talking like a robot. On my end, you're the one talking like a robot.
Prime.
No, you talking like a robot, right? Am I talking like a robot, Chad? Who's talking like a robot here?
You did for a second, but it was while BC was talking.
Also, what's it called? Big Z, you're also frozen on my end too.
Am I?
VC's like this, and you're like,
am I back?
Am I moving again or?
Nah, you still look smug.
Yeah. Big Z's like this.
Yeah, he was like I sleep it on the show.
Okay, is this better?
No, but OJ, on my end, you were talking like a robot. I'm like, OJ, do you not realize you talk like a robot? I had no idea I was the one disconnected.
It's like Soundwave mixed with Omega Supreme.
Pretty much.
That's John.
So what do we think the price is going to be?
Yeah,
I think
we'll talk about price.
I think it's $650.
That's Big Z. That's too much big.
$599 US dollars. $599.
So here's the thing. I'm not even looking at the 825 gigabyte version.
What makes it $650? What in there with its teraflops and its power? What makes it?
It's a 2 terabyte SSD. I'm not even looking at anything.
They already said 800.
But they bought those bulk though, and they're embedded. It's a custom order. So they probably got them in pennies.
What makes that system $650? That's what I want to know. What makes it $650?
A 2 terabyte internal storage one. I'm not even looking at anything below terabyte.
Dude, there's no way that's
2 terabyte SSD.
No.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We have Call of Duty, which is 250 gigabytes now. That is literally
I get
almost
that, but
a third.
Okay, so you think both? Okay, what's the lowest end price for the system? The all digital.
$450.
$200 price gap between the two systems?
That's a big gap.
That's a huge gap.
I think it's either 400 or 450. It's gonna be right in that sweet spot range.
That is a ridiculous gap.
I think the sad edition of PS5 is it's there specifically to make Microsoft jump. So we don't know nothing about Lockhart right now, right? So and we know it's eventually gonna come, and Microsoft has said shit about Series X price. I knew for that reason they weren't gonna discuss price today. So they have the SAD out there to say, hey, look, Xbox, if you try to hit us and say you're gonna sell us the Series X for $599, we have this digital version that we could say is gonna sell for $499. So we can do the price war with you kind of situation because we've already opted out for that kind of thing. But Microsoft they can say, hey, look, we'll sell you the Series X for $300. They'll do it, and then they'll hide the loss of profits in another division. They've done it for 3 generations. They'll do it again. Mm-hmm. So they'll do it just to have the one up on Sony. So and they know how important that was, this past generation just now. PS4 took off because of $400. So yeah. They're going to hold out, I think, until the very last minute, and they're both going to be going back and forth. Like, this is going to get stupid. This is going to get real stupid.
Yeah, I think this is pretty clear with these two. To me, it's $399 and it's $499. I think that's what it is. To me, I don't see anything with the under 10 teraflop system at this point. They did the PS4 Pro all right, which would be about half of the, I guess, raw computing power. Yes, there's more tech and everything in it, but that was what, $400 at launch? That was a $400 system. So you could do theoretically using the same type of tech, right? It's not really anything crazy
not
different.
exactly different.
It's not Cell to something. It's not like PS2 to Cell or anything like that. They're just enhancing what they've got. They're adding SSD is the thing now. That's what it's SSD. And yes, they have new tech built in, like the ray tracing and stuff like that, but it's not going to do ray tracing like to the level of like some type of super god tier big.
Clearly,
ZPC.
You have to choose.
You know, so it's not.
It's literally just here's a little shadow.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything crazy like that because it just doesn't have the computing power from what I understand. I don't understand much with it, but it's just not going to do that. I'm not sold on that. And them saying this roll rate, I think it's a buzzword. So to me, it's not going to be as expensive as people think it is. I think the system, they buy it in bulk. Like Shadow Fox said, they buy it in bulk. God, get the hell out of here, Baron.
Baron isn't even. Come on, you're late.
They buy it in bulk, and it's gonna be $399 for the digital version. The SAD, it's gonna be $499 for the regular version with the 2 terabyte. The 800, it's gonna be 800, then 2 terabyte, 400, 500. They make a little profit on the $500 one, make a little bit more profit on the $400 one. Bam, you got yourself a system. It's that's it. Baron, you got something to say? Let's hear it.
Go off.
Baron.
Before he talk, I just hope that Sony undercuts Microsoft by selling their controllers for $50.
Oh, also real quick, I also want to say Ariel Sorto with the $10 donation says, can't wait to watch you stream a couple hours of Demon Souls, then put it down. Let's go. Backlog boys. Yeah. I don't know if I'll even stream it, dude. I'm the worst. I bought Borderlands 3 and I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 just because I bought them both for, it was $25 total. I was just like, whatever. I'll just buy them.
Yo, I'm ready for AI Somnium Files. That stream's be lit.
Yes. We're gonna do that this Saturday, so that should be fun. Yep, should be very fun. Shin Abomination as well. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village, my boy. Bakasta Clover. Thank you for the subscription as well. Appreciate that. Welcome to the village. While we wait for Baron, I mean, like I guess Baron's got to get his opinion out. Does anybody else have any other thoughts on this before we wrap up the show? Baron's gonna have his opinion though, so we'll wait for Baron to get ready.
I hope it's $500 for the version with the disc, and I hope it's $400 for the digital version, the digital only one. That's what I'm hoping for. But I expect it to be higher.
Version should have a bigger SSD in it because they're not doing the cost for Blu-ray certification.
I think it's mandatory at this point. I think you have to increase the storage.
It's expandable. I don't think they're going to because they're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, but to actually sell it to me.
Yeah, no, they're
like, here's a digital system with really small storage.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, it's just to get you started. It's like, hey, you just want to pick up a cheap system, you can save.
Yeah, you want to install 4 games?
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, well, here's the thing. Not every game is like Call of Duty. Like, if you buy Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, and maybe like a few other games, you'll still have more space left. You can probably
Spider-Man is like 60.
A lot of the games they show though are gonna be big.
No, they're gonna be big, but like,
Resident Evil.
You're gonna have enough to be able to put those on there, and then it's gonna fill up quickly if you're like, if you're buying a lot of games. But if you're buying the all digital version of it, you're more probably of a casual game. That to me, that seems like the casual system, like the dude that buys Madden. The dude that
says all digital games are the future. I want all digital.
And then if
those are the kind of people.
And if they do get like a different game, they'll delete it off their hard drive, then just fill it up with a different space. Or you can buy the expandable memory. You're going to be able to use third-party SSDs, right? So
Sony didn't talk about Blu-ray, did they? Did they talk about the advances in Blu-ray at all?
They talked about they said 4K Blu-ray. They did say there is a 4K Blu-ray player.
They didn't say whether the disc capacity was going to increase or not, though, right?
I believe they said it's 100 gigabytes a while ago.
Yeah, but they didn't say anything about that in the show. But yeah, they did talk about the capacity. And I think it's 100 gigabytes. Yeah,
they said that like a year ago.
The developers said that the games aren't going to be much bigger than what they're already doing. Baron, what you got for us, man? What you got for us, Baron? How'd you enjoy? What was your overall show?
Now we got to talk about the damn gospel. Okay.
We'll end on this, guys. Baron,
your gospel or my gospel?
We about to talk about the damn gospel, and we have 400 people in here, so we need to smash that like button.
Fat. That's at least hit 200. Smash that like button.
You know what I mean?
Thanks for being on time, Baron. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Hey, hold up, man. First of all, you need to stop moving the time in this thing. That's number one. But we ain't gonna get into that. So, obviously, I'm not going to talk about nothing but this reveal. Okay, everything else doesn't matter. All I want to say is that I told you so. I told you that I speak the gospel, and nobody was listening to me.
What'd you say?
Everybody.
All you do is scream.
Let him finish.
I wasn't screaming last week. I wasn't screaming. When you had the whole Brady Bunch in here last week, and I said the best you gonna get at launch is Gran Turismo and Horizon Zero Dawn. And what happened? You didn't get either of them bitches. You ain't get either of them bitches for the launch. So when I told y'all to lower them expectations as far as you can limbo under a broomstick, nobody listened to me.
But there was a lot of games.
And I don't understand. I don't give a damn about games I'm gonna be playing in 2022. I don't give a damn about that.
I called Spider-Man at least.
Spider-Man at launch, Baron. Spider-Man at launch.
And the first thing I want to talk about is that whole Spider-Man situation is probably as bad as Final Fantasy Remake Demo Edition, because the mere fact that they trying to put out some side half-ass shit that been developed in a year and a half, because that game came out in 2018, so they ain't have a long time to develop this. I don't know if it's an extension of the PS4 game, or you have to buy the PS4 game over again on PS5 to get the enhanced Miles Morales thing. Whatever going on there,
it's the PS4 engine.
It's fishy and it's bullshit, because they could have took their time and made a complete Spider-Man game and not try to rush that thing out. So you're going to get a half-ass experience, and that ain't cool. Just because they wanted something to come out on launch day, because I told y'all there wasn't going to be no secret bombshells for launch day games. There wasn't going to be anything that was going to come out the woodwork to surprise you. I'm sorry, but the Island of Bug Snacks ain't happening. Sackboy Lame Ass Adventure ain't happening. Okay, so that's not going to make anybody buy anything. And I told y'all, another thing I told y'all, I said y'all need to be careful about the price of this thing. And of course, they didn't show the price, but they gave you one very thing that was very indicative. They showed you two different versions of the damn console. The console looks like a modem slapped between two pieces of paper towel, but that's besides the point. The point is that they showed you two versions of a console, which is basically telling you right now that this thing is going to be very pricey, because if it wasn't very pricey, they wouldn't have a digital only edition. Oh, surprise again, they copied another company. Whoop-de-doo. How did I think that wasn't going to happen? So the fact of the matter that they're giving you two different versions, that already tells you right there that you in for a surprise prize point for the regular PS5, not the PS5 sad edition, the regular PS5. So you in for a rude damn PS5 awakening. And I told y'all that they showed today that they really are not prepared to go into this next generation, because a lot of the stuff you've seen, contrary to what everybody thought it was going to be, you've seen a lot of CGI, you've seen a lot of trailers, and you've seen little gameplay. There were one or two, three games that showed gameplay. Ratchet and Clank.
That was great.
Ratchet and Clank. I forgot the other ones were. Gran Turismo showed some, and it was another one. But you predominantly got CGI, teaser trailer, gameplay trailer to death. The same thing that happened in the Inside Xbox. Oh my God, what the hell? How surprising is that? But anyway,
the difference though, Baron,
there was no difference.
They showed first party games, which Microsoft
there was no difference. There was no difference.
Microsoft has
I don't give a damn.
First party.
Do you think people are checking for Ratchet and Clank in 2020?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do you think people are checking for
Ratchet and Clank has been around.
I don't give a damn about the 55 people that's checking for Ratchet and Clank in 2020.
That's not the majority. Where is that?
Yeah, Warhawk died after they had a black main character. That's when that series started.
I guess
secondly,
so. There you go.
Secondly, they're repeating the same garbage they did before. I don't know why they showed. There was a lot of fluff in this conference, because it was like a 45-minute drought of nothing but trash. I mean, straight trash that nobody even give a damn about. The Island of Bug Snacks. How does that even make the cut? Who agreed to put that asinine garbage?
Future gaming.
It's from the creators of
Future
Octodad.
gaming.
That's
I don't give a damn who created. I'm sorry, but that was just too.
The game looks
cringeworthy.
trash. No, that
It
and
just
the
didn't
other
make
one
any
that we were
sense.
talking about before. What's the other really bad one?
We
Goodbye
missed,
Volcano High.
We missed the Karen game. We didn't talk about the Karen game.
Hold up.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's,
go.
what's that called again?
I don't know what that game's called. I forgot what it's called, but there's a game starring
It's not even
Karen.
on the list.
Returnal.
Hold on.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
game
It's not
starring
on the list
Karen,
here.
but I don't.
That's surprising.
Hold on.
I know.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
say-
Baron.
I'm
Sorry, I just want to.
I'm gonna say this. The fact of the matter is, the best thing that was shown here was not a first party title. That's the bad thing, because without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing that was shown there was Resident Evil 8. Period, hands down. There's no discrepancy with that.
Chris,
It was the best overall.
Chris
the
is
thing
eating too much though, man. I'm not feeling that Chris.
I don't know.
Chris model, bro.
I don't give a damn about nothing. But yeah, he got swole. He put a little bit of muscle on.
He's eating
But-
his neck though. Like he looked.
But the thing is, everybody.
Our engine is like, we're gonna make you big.
The thing is, everybody was talking all that cash money ish, and I told y'all, you wasn't gonna get anything drastically different than what you got from Microsoft, and that's exactly what happened. I'm happy that you got to see Horizon Forbidden West, but I'm devastated that is not a launch game. I'm shocked. I am shocked. I put my money on that, and the fact that is not happening is crazy. And the fact that you didn't get a release date for 90% of these things that you've seen, you did not get a release date for. So basically, they're doing the same garbage they did for the last couple of generations. Is showing you shit that they're gonna continue to show you months and months and years down the damn line.
That's
So it's
telling.
like-
I forgot about that. Gorilla normally pitch a launch game. They normally do is Killzone. I mean, whatever game they normally pitch. So that's different. That's very different.
So that shocked the hell out of me, and that's going to reinforce what I've been telling you. I said that the Series X was going to open a can of whoop ass on the PS5 at launch, and everything we've seen today is flowing right into the
How
gospel.
many
I
exclusives
said,
does the Series X have?
all they need is Halo at this point.
No, they don't.
What
Halo's
is
been
that
dead
shit?
since Halo 3.
What
Come
launch
on.
title? They have
Halo.
no
Halo's
launch
been
titles.
dead
What are
since
you
Halo
talking
3.
about?
I'm buying Halo and Killer Instinct 3.
They have no launch titles. What are you talking about, VC?
Spider-Man is.
They
Right
literally have no launch titles. They have
Godfall is
little
right there.
devils.
Godfall
some
looks pretty
other
bad
garbage.
though.
Godfall looks
No one
horrible.
cares.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Godfall
be
looked
honest,
bad.
God, are you
Godfall,
serious?
No one
I know. I'm saying it looked bad. Is what I'm saying. Godfall looked bad, but it's day one. People are gonna buy it though because it's Gearbox. It's Borderlands.
They don't need anything but
People
Halo.
aren't gonna
at
buy
this
that just
point.
because it's Gearbox.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened right now. After Microsoft seeing that, I guarantee you they're second guessing about rushing any more first party titles at launch because all they need is Halo at this point. If that's it for PS5, all they need is Halo. They don't need anything.
I think you're right on that one. I
They
think
don't need nothing
at,
else.
at this
got
point,
Game
Halo could go blow for blow with Spider-Man. At this point,
And the whole Spider-Man situation is so messed up. The fact that we didn't get no real gameplay from that is really mind-boggling to me because it's like, how's that a holiday release? We got no gameplay. That makes no sense to me. And how the hell did you get this game finished when you just finished the last one a year and a half ago? So that whole situation is like, I don't know what the hell that is. That smells fishy. And then people talking about it's an extension of 4. It's something like how they did Uncharted Lost Legacy. I was like, oh hell no, that's not right. They could have just took their time to make that damn game. It didn't make no sense to do that game like that. It really didn't, especially with Miles being the star of it. They should have took their time and made that a full-fledged experience. So at this point, it's like the two biggest detrimental things was the Horizon not being a launch title and showing those two versions. When I seen those two versions, I said checkmate. And you know why I said checkmate? Because Microsoft got your ass.
Because Microsoft is
They
gonna
got
have
your
two,
ass.
Microsoft is going to have two versions of the Xbox Series X.
We'll see, but they ain't say it. But the thing is,
they don't even
only
need
showed
to.
you
They can
one.
just sell Series X cheaper.
No,
they can
no,
afford to do it.
they need two. The reason why they need two is because both of those systems, the Series X and also the PS, both of those are going to be minimum of $500. That is not mass market. There's never been a $500 system that's succeeded ever in the history of the video game industry.
Well, this is what I'm telling you.
So
I said
Well,
this. I said, in
PS3
order-
almost.
no, PS3 PS3 flopped.
It had to do a come behind story.
No, it had to drop its price There's never been a $500 system that has stayed at that price and has been extremely successful from day one and on. They just don't. Xbox tried it, they got bopped. PS3 tried it, it got bopped. They had to lower the price in order for it to be successful. So that's why there's
they were like 600
because they know good and well that they have to have a price at $400. I think that's the target. Either $400. They have to have a $400 system on the market because that's not mass market because games cost.
And that's what I want to say. And this is what I want to say. The fact that they gave you two versions and give you a price point is very, very indicative.
They're waiting for Microsoft.
Because they're waiting on Microsoft. And the thing is, Microsoft, they got to be laughing because they got you. They got you now. They got you exactly where they want you at. Because now, them not putting out a price has forced you to put out two different models. So you could try to counteract what they do. And the fact of the matter is, this system has to be $400. And the thing is, do they really want the digital only version to succeed? No, I'm pretty sure they want that standard one to succeed.
They want the digital version to succeed. You know why they want the digital version? Because
they want that standard version to succeed.
No. They want that digital version. Because you know why? Because everything is bought through PSN. Sony makes insane amounts of money off of PSN. If they want,
that's fine. But
they want to abolish the disc drive. They don't want to. Nobody in the industry wants the disc drive around.
That's not good because what's
retailers? They gotta keep that.
Unless that thing come with a 6 terabyte hard drive. What's the point?
Exactly. They can't fully abandon it.
What's the point? Because you got downloading these next generation games, they're gonna be topping nearly 100 or more gigs. But here's probably 200.
Let me tell you though, Baron.
There's no incentive.
Let me tell you, Baron. The reason why they want everything through PSN. They want it to be people just buy through PSN. That digital version, they know good and well, no matter what, they get their PSN cut. Because obviously with the physical, you go to retailers. They dislike retailers so much that they removed download cards for games and retailers. Did you know that Sony did that?
Yeah, I know they did that.
Yeah, like they want everything. They want everything through that. Through PSN. They don't even want you to go to retailers, but they have to. It's like a necessary evil, or for them evil. It's like a necessary thing. It's okay, we have to have these guys around, but do they want them around? No, they don't want them around, but they have to have them around, you know?
I think we're not too far away from them going away altogether because there's nothing stopping Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo from saying, you know what? Day one, pre-order your console on Amazon. That's all we're going through, and that's it.
Technically, Nintendo's already removed the disc drive. In all fairness, I mean they went with a newer format for physical.
Yeah, they just went carts, but they still want physical media because it's still they want.
That's what I'm saying. I think the majority of people that buy a console doesn't want a digital only console.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
But for those systems, does it matter? You still need drive space because you got to install the game.
I would say that it's getting more split. Like before, I would say, I would agree with you, but I think it's now more like 60-40, and it's moving towards 50-50.
Hell no.
Look, I've seen streamers that complain that they have games digital, and then when they have a game physical,
bro, we got people complaining about the download size of Warzone.
Yeah.
Can you imagine downloading these next generation games? We know they don't compress shit. Everything is going to be humongous.
They don't compress it on the
disc. It's going to be an issue from day one. It's going to be like the Wii U all over again.
The issue is they're literally forcing 4K textures. There's no option to not install them, even though you're playing on a 1080p television.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Big Z.
That's so. Look. The digital only. I see nothing but disaster because these games are going to be humongous.
Well, they have expandable memory, so.
And we don't know any information about that.
Well, it's not proprietary. Microsoft is the one that has proprietary expandable memory. Sony, you can use other SSDs that you can buy. Microsoft, you have to buy.
They're making it very specific which ones you can choose.
You got a digital only, and we're going to be completely honest because the digital only supposed to be the one that is supposed to be the more affordable. So basically, people on day one gonna have to buy a digital only one, then buy an extra SSD. No, because you can't tell me in probably 3 months or less they're going to need some more space.
That's what people do is they delete their old games that they're not playing and then get their new games that they want. But that's what people
do. They're going to need more space. So I think that was just I don't know why they.
Hold on, wait. We can't talk about that though because that was the reason the Wii U was going to flop because it only had 32 gigs of space, even though you could use external
that was a
drive.
Big people really
killed Wii U.
Yeah, they killed Wii U for that because
and then they continue after they killed Wii U for that. They bought PS4s and did the exact same thing. They said
they tried to say that about Switch too. They tried to say that, but it didn't work. It didn't work. But they tried to say that, like, to me, having expendable memory.
YouTubers.
If you can have expendable memory, you can have expendable memory. Just as long as it's not proprietary and expensive, then it's fine. Microsoft is in a little bit of a issue because theirs is proprietary. Remember the last time they had proprietary expendable memory? That was 360. Those things were a nightmare.
Well, that's that's the question though. So if that's the case, what interface is the PlayStation 5 using for expandable storage then? Is it SATA? Is there a PCIe bridge that we're connecting to? Like what is that?
I think they explained it.
And how do you buy that? Because there's no PCIe linked SSD that you go off the market right now.
I don't know. That's just a whole nother problem, dog.
Well,
so you got to buy your own NVMe, get a PCIe adapter, and then slide it in your PlayStation.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but with the PS3, you literally had to get the jeweler's type of screwdrivers.
Yes.
Unscrew it and unscrew. By the way, which those could strip very easily. Those little
too
bolts,
easily, to be honest. I want
and then
that.
replace the drive.
And then you have to replace it yourself. It's like I mean, it was kind of a little bit like of a mess for the PS3 to get a bigger. You could do it, but it was a bit of a mess. I also want to also say shout outs to David Valdez with the big $20 donation. He says shout outs to OJ and VC. The group is epic on Thursday. Keep it up. I am an Xbox fan, so I'm looking forward to the Microsoft presentation because Microsoft's going to have another presentation in July. I think July.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And it's going to be exclusive games in July too. Yes. So that's what I want to see. That's what I've been looking forward to.
First party games.
So Baron, you gotta be looking forward to that.
Yeah,
right?
I know Baron is. Baron, what's your show grade?
Because the thing is, why I'm looking forward to it is at this point, Series X still has the momentum. I feel like all Sony did today was break even to what Inside Xbox did. They only broke even with it. So at this point, anything extra they show in July is just going to continue the momentum for them moving forward.
There's one thing I want to mention about the consoles real quick for the PS5. I feel like with the disc drive version, they're going to make this one build, and then they're going to phase it out after a year or so, and then go right into digital. That's what I predict.
Yeah. I think they're going.
They're only going to make this one model with the disc drive, and that's it.
They're definitely trying to move it. I mean, look at how that thing was literally, they made the system that they wanted to look like was the digital system.
Was the digital, yeah.
And then they just said, but we've got to make a disc drive. So
the one with the drive is just like hanging off as an
let's just slap. That's the most laziest
slap.
I mean, because a
right
disc drive,
on it
needs to be big. That's like one of the biggest components in a console is the disc drive. So they didn't even try to hide it. They just said, slap it on there. They literally, I mean, like, as somebody who, I have a little bit of experience with, designing things, and like, they didn't even try to make that design more like in tune, like they've done with others. They just said, this is the system that we want. Slap this thing on there,
I think that proves the theory again that the airflow is radial, because they moved that disk drive completely away from all of that. So all the airflow is going around the center in that circle. So that just makes all the sense in the world. I mean, disk drive, if it overheats, who gives a fuck? You can just throw that out.
I think Barber had a comment in this comment section. He said that, okay, well, the disk drive is a pointless because you have to install the games anyway. But I've already been saying that, like, I didn't like the fact that it was like that you had to install games when they said that, okay, it's mandatory, because like what's the whole point? But I said that 3-4 years ago when we figured, like, not 3-4 years, but 6 years ago. I was like, I was like, well, wait a minute, like, on 360 and PS3, it was optional. PS3 had it to where there was some small mandatory downloads, but the Blu-ray drive speed was fast enough to where I guess you could still play it, it would load and everything like that. But the 360, they made it to where any game can be optional downloads. Yep. Optional downloads first. So I was like, okay, that's cool. It's optional. When they started making over to mandatory, I didn't like that. And that, I was like, what's the difference between a digital game and a physical game, man? Which I've always been.
Exactly.
It's
just a key.
The only thing down here that I relish physical for is the fact that it's just, I can grab it and say, look, I have it, I have the game, and like I can take the game and like say if I want to give it to I can resell it, because you can't sell your digital games, right? So you can resell the game, you can give it to a friend, you can let somebody else, borrow it, family member, whatever the case is. That's what physical is for now. It's not because of anything to do with the system itself, like it used to be, like you save space. That's what it used to be. It's not that anymore. So now this is really more of a collector's type of thing / I want to own it / if I want to sell it, I can sell it type of thing, That's it.
I would rather have something in my hand though. So I kind of get, even though it means nothing for these other two consoles, it really literally means nothing to have a disc now. It's still something that you could physically hold versus you click the button on the store and you have nothing to show for it except for the data that's like ones and zeros on your console.
Big Randall has a good point. Dude, there are people, I know it's kind of blasphemous, but there are people who just delete games and move on. They buy their game for 60, they play it, it goes off their hard drive, and it's a consumable. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea how.
It's a consumable. It's not more than just, hey, they play it for a bit, they got their 10, 15, 20, 30 hours, whatever, and it's done. They move on.
Like, I got multiple SD cards solely because I want to keep any of the digital purchases that I do get. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just so I have it.
That was the other thing, too. That somebody mentioned in chat that it removes ownership, and that's true because if you play the game, like other people saying, you play the game and then you delete it or what have you, if you're all digital, it is not incumbent upon the console manufacturer or the network infrastructure, what have you, to keep that on their CDN. They can pull it at any time. The publisher can pull it at any time for any reason. You sign that EULA when you sign into the console for the first time or during any updates, agreeing to that. So when you go on there and a game that you bought and downloaded is no longer available for you to re-download, you're fucked. Even if you paid, whatever.
Even $60.
Yep, it's happened before. So it is what it is. We saw what's happened with digital, but hey, this is the future. This is literally the future.
The stale future, right, Baron?
Yep. The future of gaming.
Hey man, the future is looking stale as hell.
But we got the Switch, and we got the Xbox Series X, and we got PC.
All I gotta say is this: Nintendo gonna be riding a wave for at least another year.
They're riding a wave right now. We got Xenoblade Chronicles. We got Clubhouse games.
Now, I'm just saying,
we got Brigadine, Deadly Premonition 2, Origami.
Wait, hold up, DC, hold up. I can't hear. Like, Baron, finish.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying they're gonna be riding a big tidal wave. This tidal wave they're in right now, they're gonna ride that wave for another whole year and a half because there's nothing threatening them. Yeah. Everything here's the thing they put out before they showed this reveal. They said you're going to see games that you're going to play after the PS5 launches. So everything you see is probably in the first year or two window that they showed you today.
Yeah.
Are those games that competitors are worried about? No. No, not at all.
So with that being said, since you put that out there,
Nintendo's going to ride away for another year and a half, and they ain't worried about releasing no Switch. There's no reason to at this point. There's nothing really threatening.
They're gonna have the Switch Lite.
There's nothing threatening.
It's too cheap.
So what does that say about the generation?
I wish we would get a new Switch though. It's been 4 years. By the time next year comes around, I hope we get a new Switch next year.
At that point, you just wait for the next Switch.
No, because that's 3 more years after that.
2 more.
For what? But the thing is, why though?
Nintendo's gonna have a Switch 2. I think it's gonna be 2022. That's when we hear about the Switch 2.
Well, that's the end of the console cycle. Anyway,
exactly. That's the end of the console. And then
I thought 23 was because they said 7 years.
No. It's
46 years for Nintendo.
They said 6. They said halfway. They said we're about halfway through. So that means it would be 6 years.
Yeah, they may have changed their minds then.
They said half. They literally said we're halfway through. That means 3 years. That means it's 6 years.
That's crazy.
That means we're gonna hear about the Switch 2 in 2022, and it's probably gonna release in early 2023.
Regardless of how long they're supported, Nintendo introduces a successor to a console every 4 to 6 years. That's what they've traditionally done for the past. That's what all console manufacturers used to do until the shit that happened in the 7th generation. So we haven't seen this 7 and 8 year shit until Sony and Microsoft started playing around with Kinect and all that. So now that that's the thing now, and they can do this to afford their console generations. Now they're trying to change what a generation is. And I'm like, Switch started 9th generation, and that's a 50 million console lead. This isn't Wii U anymore with 3 million, and all of a sudden PS4 flies by that quick. This is going to be tough to break.
I just thought of something. This is a really odd thing to say, but I think the Wii is what destroyed the 8th generation. Now, don't get me. Here's where I thought that you just mentioned Kinect, right? And the Kinect came because they saw how the Wii did. They wanted the motion exactly. And with PlayStation, with the PS3 at the end of its life and the beginning of the PS4's life, it was all about the motion controls for the PlayStation. What was that about? What was that called? I don't remember what they were called.
PlayStation
Move. It was Move.
Yeah. With the
PlayStation
camera.
because OJ, you mentioned it earlier today too, that like this generation in general, it's not that good compared to like the prior generation, 360, PS3. I think we can all agree on that here too, because I feel a bit similar. PS3 and Wii and 360 is better than PS4, Xbox One, Wii U. I think we can agree on that.
That's a yes for me too.
Yeah, and I think it's because of the Wii though. If it wasn't for those motion controls, there would have been such a dip in this development cycle for the entire generation of Gen 8. And that's why when it comes to games, we had a slack. I think we should blame the Wii.
It caught everybody off guard. Everybody changed everything because of that. Yeah. And it made Sony and Microsoft fearful to the point where when Wii U came out, they started coming out with second screen companion apps just in case Wii U took off.
Smart glass, remember that?
Yeah, the smart glass.
Smart glass, transferring, all kind of stupid shit they were trying to do.
Yeah, transferring and all sorts of stupid stuff. Yeah, they were kind of spooked at the beginning.
I used smart glass. I hated it.
It was trash. I used smart glass. It was absolute garbage. And that's why it's not around. It might be still around. I don't know.
You can still download the app, I think.
Yeah, but it's trash. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about it because the Wii U concept failed. So once they saw that the Wii U wasn't doing it, they're like, well, we don't got to support this crap anymore.
Scrap it.
Yeah, they literally dropped the PlayStation Move and the Kinect instantly.
The Move is still around due to Just Dance and some other games.
Yeah, for those games. Yeah,
for those, nobody cares about that. But
yeah,
Just Dance sells a lot every year.
Oh. Well, I want to say nobody. Obviously, people care. Sorry, people care about it. I think the Wii version still sells a lot too. Like
it does.
Well, Just Dance 2020 came out.
I don't care about Just Dance. I don't cover Just Dance anymore. I'm done.
When the Wii was still getting brand new Just Dance games and the Wii U wasn't, that was a moment. That was a moment for me. I was like, wow, look at this shit. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's do some.
Not even for the Wii U.
Not even for the Wii U.
Let's do some outros so I can get you peeps out of here, man. It's late.
Alrighty.
Hold on. You ain't gonna skip that, bro.
Skip what?
I gotta ask the same question I ask every time we get to this point.
Okay, go ahead.
As of right now, June 12th, which system do you see having the better launch? PS5 or Xbox Series X?
The Switch 2. Xbox Series X, maybe, but it really depends. We really need to hear more. We need to hear more. Exactly.
All we know about is Halo.
And Hellblade's not even confirmed day one.
I just need you to answer the question. I don't need all this extra stuff.
The launch?
As of right now, which system will have the better launch? Xbox Series X or PS5?
You're not gonna like our answers, so you should probably.
It's probably gonna be.
I just want to see who's gonna be asinine enough to say PS5.
Here's what it comes down to because we don't know much about either launch. It comes down to Spider-Man
Miles Morales. What are you talking about?
We don't know enough yet. We need to wait for July, whatever date that is.
For the PS5. What do you mean you don't know?
We need to know more for the Xbox, though.
Look, listen. It comes down between Miles Morales and Halo. Master Chief versus Spider-Boy. Mixed Spider-Boy, okay?
No,
that's what it comes down to. All right?
Okay. All right. So... obviously, we know who wins in that situation.
So I guess I'm looking forward to Spider-Man more because it's Spider-Man.
I'm looking forward to Spider-Man more.
Me?
But Halo is going to be dope, though. I'm looking forward to both. They both. It's
really
neutral.
Go sit up here and cap like that.
It's neutral.
The new Halo looks like trash.
Come on now.
But right
do you think it really matters anymore? OJ, in 2013, we had those same two consoles with no clear launch games. Like there was a bunch of indie games that you could have played on any other platform. Yep. That was the launch software for both of those consoles at the time, other than Killer Instinct for Xbox, and everything else was you can get anywhere. Like, I mean, why in the world are we pimping Resogun?
I'm Brutal Inferno.
Like Resident Evil is next year. All the good games are next year or not launch. So, like Horizon's next year, Ratchet and Clank is next year, Demon Souls is next year. You know, everything's next year. Resident Evil 8 next year. Everything's next year.
You know, release date, so I don't know why you said that, but okay.
What'd you say?
When did you see a Demon Souls release date?
I think they said it's going to be next
2021.
year. 2021. They said for Demon Souls.
I didn't see that in the trailer.
I think they
a lot of the games said 2021 in on the little black screen after they were done showing everything.
And some of them said 2022.
Well, just the one did. Just the one said
the Karen game,
the Capcom one.
So there's really nothing that I can sit there and say who has.
I would say the Karen game was 2022 also.
I would just say that Sony has the edge right now just because they showed more first party.
What?
That's it. Just because they showed more first party.
We need to wait for July, whatever date that is, for the Xbox presentation.
Games you want to play a year and a half to 2 years
I'm not saying that the edge is good. I'm just saying that they just showed more first party games. That's it.
Yeah, I want to see Halo and Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Xbox first party stuff, which they're showing in July.
I can't believe it right now.
Okay, what first party games Microsoft has? What have they shown for first party?
Bruh,
Aside from Halo and aside from Hellblade.
And
they have nothing to combat Halo. That is it. There's nothing else to talk about.
Spider-Man sold 13 million.
I just said more. They showed Horizon. They showed Demon Souls. They showed
Horizon. They showed Demon Souls.
They showed Spider-Man. They showed Ratchet and Clank. So they just showed more. I'm not saying.
Am I playing?
Halo's big. Yeah, you're not playing that at launch. I know that, Baron. I'm just saying.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yeah, right now, I guess Halo's the big. Halo is yes. Halo's probably gonna have the bigger. It has the bigger launch game. Yes, Halo's the bigger launch game. Yes.
So Spider-Man, and Halo.
Spider-Man's really good though. Spider-Man outsold Halo the last Halo game.
Information on what that is.
Wait a minute. Spider-Man outsold the last Halo game though.
Is very
but that was Halo 5 though.
Yeah, Spider-Man outsold the last Halo game though. So
but now it's Halo 5. You got to give it a break.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing: you comparing a full-length Spider-Man game to whatever the hell this is.
We don't know what it is yet.
We don't know.
We know it's not. It can't be a full-length game.
It might be though.
It could be. It's just using the old engine.
It could be like it could be like
they made a full-length quality game in a year and a half.
It could. They've
been working. They've been working on it as a tech demo since 2018 though.
Yeah. You know what they could have done? They could have had all the thing, Baron. If they take the tech, they take the engine and just adapt it to 4K or whatever, and then just add a story scenario to it, they could get that done. Like Xenoblade Chronicles.
So they half-assed it. Like I said, they rushed it.
Xenoblade Chronicles was done in I think they made that game in a year and a half to 2 years. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
We really gonna sit up here and not try to say that a development window of less than 2 years is not really half-assed.
If they just
really
adapt,
try to say that's not it.
No, if they just adapt what they already have, yeah, they can. They don't have to create a bunch of new assets and all that. They just upres them, and then
it's just New York
it's supposed to be a next generation game, not a sequel on the same console.
But
it's supposed to be a next generation game.
The graphics were already ridiculously good, so you're just gonna make them a little bit better. There's no need to remake
assets of the same shit.
I just feel like how when it comes to Sony, the rules get skewed a little bit.
Oh, I'm not skewing anything.
I just think that's absolutely unacceptable. I don't care what you try to spin it into.
But Halo's the same thing. Halo's going to be on the original Xbox too.
Halo ain't had no development cycle of a year and a half.
That's true. You're right about that. But
that's unacceptable. I don't care who you are. That's unacceptable. Period. And that's putting out a game on the same platform. You're going to the next generation platform.
I think a lot of the work was done in the original game, though. I think that's how Spider-Man benefits because number one, the team that's doing it, they're really good at doing those games.
I get you. That's what it's looking like.
You know what would be really? I think they maybe already made that crap and they held it back because they already.
They might have. And they might have had a PC demo.
They might have already been making that, and that might have been like.
And then they ported it to PS5, maybe.
Exactly. They probably said, let's just hold this back for PS. They by the way, developers do that. I'm not trying to be sneaky or anything. People do that.
Well, they have them because they might need to pitch the game to multiple platforms too. So they have like a working demo just kind of sitting there. We just found out that a Gears of War demo existed for the PS3. This stuff's out there, so I wouldn't put it past them at all.
Nah, bruh.
Well, all I'm gonna say is
turn around like that. Is you're not getting any. I'm not making any excuses for that. That's
Halo 5.
If it ends up being a full game, then what?
Y'all shit on Call of Duty all the time. Y'all shit on Madden all the time. This is not acceptable. So no.
Halo 5 sold over 8 million copies since 2015.
That's pretty good.
Spider-Man sold 13 million since 2018.
But Halo 5 wasn't. Halo 5
is trash.
Was seen as bad, and there's also Game Pass too. So
Halo 5 still almost got the 10 million. Anyway.
Yeah, and that game's not a lot of.
Spider-Man's at 13 million, and there was no games before it.
A big name. So
wait, Spider-Man though. Wait a minute.
Does make a difference.
No, it does make a difference. It's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is
and Master Chief, the icon of the console.
I know. I'm just saying. Like
I'm just saying too.
There were other good Spider-Man games before this.
Look,
Spider-Man.
not many. Let's not below about
Spider-Man 2 is pretty good. Spider-Man Ultimate
Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube or PS2
Spider-Man
maybe,
2 is
yeah, but
pretty
that's
good.
it.
Spider-Man the Kart Ultimate Spider-Man is pretty good. There's
One
No.
PS2 is really good. One of them.
Just Spider-Man 2. That's it.
Well, I'm
for
gonna
me.
say it to you like this: if y'all really sit up here and believe that there's no situation where they didn't rush a game to get out for launch, you're crazy. We have seen this multiple times happen.
Baron, it could be rushed, or it could be that they were already making this Miles Morales.
I highly doubt
and they just put it to the PS5. I think that's what, because like the time period's too short. There's no way they could have created a whole new game built for the ground up for PS5 in that time frame.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so they were probably just working on a bunch of crap. Look, it could be like the Super Mario Galaxy 2 situation. Remember what happened in Super Mario Galaxy? They had a bunch of stuff. They couldn't get it all in one, so they just said, let's just make Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Galaxy 2 did come out a year and a half later, though.
It didn't, but we at that time it didn't. But remember,
like 2 or 3 years.
OJ, here's the key: it was the same platform. It wasn't to the next generation.
I know,
but it's not too
because they
much difference
chose
between
the
these two generations, though.
but
Two platforms.
it's the timing. Super Mario Galaxy 2, that game was going to be DLC, but then they just added on top of it. So
You don't sit up there and preach about you're going to have this generational leap between your consoles, and then the game you pushing out on your launch day is a game that had a development cycle of a year and a half. There's no way you harnessed the power you're talking about. There's
Baron,
no way.
that's the thing I was talking about, though. That's the thing I was talking about, though. Neither one of these manufacturers have talked in depth about the CPU, and there's a reason why. Well, like there is not a big increase, and the architecture is still the same. So basically, what we're doing is we're going from the tablet CPUs in the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One to the Zen version of that same tablet CPU. They just increased the architecture, they increased the cache, and they moved it forward. And they put a big ass fucking GPU on top of it.
Well, here's the thing that was also very noticeable. You see, there wasn't a lot of power talk out of Sony this time around, which was weird.
Of course not.
There wasn't a lot of power talk.
No, it's great that there wasn't any power talk.
They didn't show you how you could share a game either. They didn't go, hey, give this game to this person.
There was no talk about 4K 60 either, which is also an interesting thing.
Yeah. No 399 US dollars.
Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game that was ported to the Switch.
Yeah, Baron's
was
in less than a year.
No, but the thing about it, though, Baron's point is that the game was in development for a long time, though. This Spider-Man game was obviously
this.
It's not in like that's
y'all just assume stuff. Why?
What?
Why do y'all just assume?
I'm saying that the game was in development for a long time. Like Breath of the Wild was in development for a long time. What Baron's saying is that this game, we don't know if it's like it could be like a DLC type of thing. It's not like a full like brand new game, but I think that it might just be. They just had a bunch of ideas and they just adapted what they already had, and then they could make a new game in that time period. You know, like they could like Smash Brothers was made in like 2 years or something like that too. They took what they had, they took the assets and up-res them, put some new textures and some new things here and there, and they just made a new game out of that. And that was made in 2 years, you know. So
yep,
and
3 years at the most.
Yeah, they said they started working on it in 2016.
That's just
we started work 20. I think they said 2015 they started talking about it. Then 2016 they started
planning.
Yeah,
the planning was
and
2015.
then 2016 they started developing it, and then it was ready in 2018.
So, but that's a fighting game. But anyway, so yeah, that's
it's not a party.
It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. It really is.
I really want to see some Xbox Series X games. I want to see some exclusives.
I just think Miles deserves better than that.
Let's see about the game. The game could be really good. You know, so
if it's a $40 game, that's good. That's good for me. It could be a 20-hour, 30-hour game. It could be similar to Xenoblade Chronicles Torna as an expansion, its own game. And if it has a 20-hour campaign, 30-hour campaign, that's worth the $40
I'm gonna
for me.
rip that shit to shreds. You going to sell me an expansion?
Are you going to tell me that a $40 game isn't worth at least 40 hours of gameplay time? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying a game that's supposed to be developed from the ground up on a next generation platform.
They didn't say that. They didn't say that.
You never said that.
They never said that.
Why would you expect it to not be if you confirmed Spider-Man was going to be on PS5?
They never said that. They only said that for the couple of games that did. Yeah, they said it for Ratchet and a couple of other games.
Yeah, they never said, and you can see what Ratchet did. Clearly, Ratchet is developed for the PS5 in mind.
Yeah, it was built for it.
Basically, you're telling me they're selling you a PS4 game that's just enhanced a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. That is exactly what I'm saying.
They're selling you a PS4 game that was already
AKA, we're gonna rush this
They're
shit
selling a PS4 game that was already really good looking, better than 99% of games anyway, and then making it look even better. There's no need to remake Spider-Man's open world. Like, there's no need to do
redo that engine even.
Yeah, there's no need to redo it.
If they're able to move
what
it
are you
over,
gonna do? Like, why are you gonna spend 7 years redoing everything for what?
What you mean? Oh my god, y'all killing me.
No, for an open world game, like, what are you redoing everything? So you want them to take 5 years for the next Spider-Man game? Is that what you want, Baron?
No, I want them to actually put effort and not try to rush something out.
Who said they're rushing it out?
Yeah,
it looked way better than everything else I've seen.
With the current engine they have right now, with the current engine they have for PS4, literally you can just add more missions, add more fidelity, and there you go. You got a working product.
That's what y'all would want out of a sequel to that game.
It's
That's
not,
it?
but it's
Well, you have a new character too and new story. So
it's like it's not. I don't know if it's a sequel.
That's it. Just a new story arc. That's it. That's all you care about.
No, I still want the new Spider-Man game, but if this is going to be a launch game and if it's going to be cheaper, then
why are we debating here?
Because, dude, Baron, okay, look, either we wait 4 years for them to do what you're asking for, or we get this right now. And then they make the game in 4 years.
And then the PlayStation loses to the Xbox. Like, is that what that's what you want?
And then there's nothing for launch, man. And then now we have nothing for launch.
No, we got Godfall. That clunky Godfall.
If y'all are fine with somebody half-assing shit just to get it out for launch for you to play, okay, that's only.
So
I'm not with.
So Baron, okay, look, the game was finished in 2018.
You don't do that.
What do we do then? So you want them to have nothing then? So then we get nothing.
It ain't my fault you didn't plan for this accordingly. That ain't my damn fault. Is that my fault? That's not my fault. You should have planned more accordingly.
That's what you want. These big games that take 5 years, they take all generations, showing them at 15
just like the whole generation.
Bro.
And that's why I said the Wii ruined this current generation, because everyone was on a different track because of how the Wii was successful. And then after 2 years of the Wii being a flop, they're like, oh crap, we made a mistake following Nintendo this time. And that's why the whole beginning of this generation, games weren't ready for the middle of it.
Not do that. Period. You don't treat a flagship franchise like that. You don't.
I don't know what the option is.
Throw shit out there like Lair and Killzone Shadowfall. That's what you throw out there. You treat your flagship.
Killzone, really?
Flagship, you treat them with respect, and you make sure they.
No one even knows what that is anymore.
Baron, we need to wait and see how good. We need to see what the game is for.
I need to see these Xbox exclusives in July, and then I'll be able to give you an answer, bro.
Before I sit there and go full, like, okay, your flagship. Like, I need to see what this. If this is like a 40-hour campaign, and like, honestly, dude, like, graphics are getting to the point where I'm not trying to wait 5 years for the next Spider-Man game.
You're not trying to wait 5 years.
No, I'm not trying to wait 5 years for the next 4 or 5 years for the next Spider-Man game or whatever, dude.
We only had to wait under a year for Torna, and that was better than 2.
That's true.
Hush about that
and
DLC.
It was 40.
Plus, hush about that DLC. Please.
It was an expansion with its own story.
Dude, that expansion's dope, man. That was good.
I played that before I even played 2.
I was satisfied. That was a satisfying experience.
Torna is way better than 2.
By far.
DLC, you ain't gonna change the fact that what it was.
But it's also not DLC.
It's an expansion.
Because I can
There's a difference.
Look, you can buy this game right here.
Give a damn if it's sold in a box for you.
It's its own standalone.
It has its own standalone. It's an expansion.
Look, you don't even need the Xenoblade 2 to play the game.
You don't need 2 at all. I bought Torna before I got 2.
It's its own
No, you better give a damn, because that's exactly how it's gonna be
50
for
plus hours of game.
Spider-Man. Exactly like that.
50 plus hours.
You wouldn't want none of your favorite franchises to be treated that way.
Far Cry New Dawn did the same thing.
You wouldn't want Zelda to be treated that way. You wouldn't want a core Mario to be treated that way. So
but think about it. But look what they're doing with Zelda, though. With Zelda, they're taking the same and they're just adapting it, right?
It's going to be the same exact place. Literally. They may just go under it.
Huh?
Is it out right now? Is Breath of the Wild 2 out?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Do you have your camera on right now? You haven't had your camera on for like 2 years.
Listen. This is so funny because I think that we're both right in some respects. Like, yes, I wouldn't want it to be a normal thing. You're right. Like, I don't want them to be doing like these half steps or whatever. I get you, but I think the problem is that when you're getting with games of this size and this scale, and you just finished in 2018, we gonna sit here and wait all generation for like for Miles Morales? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and wait 4 years for Miles to play as Mixed Spider Boy.
Why not? I don't understand. If it's going to give you a full next generation experience, why would you not wait?
Because
by the time it comes out, the next generation will be right around the corner.
Well, no, because you can still make this Miles Morales thing, and then you can take another 3 years and then make the next Spider-Man game, the next big bit. So you can just give us more. Like
it's okay to do stopgaps now. That's what we're doing.
We've been doing. It's been okay for a long time now, though.
No, it has not. It's never been okay with me. Ever.
Oh, okay. That's
ever.
All right. What's your show grade, Baron? What's your show grade?
We don't
My
even
show
need
grade is a -0. That's
exactly. Not even a real number.
-0. That means 0. This is.
That's worse than my score, OJ. And you're giving me shit.
You mean 0? That's just 0, man.
No, I'm gonna be for real. My score is like a 4. Like honestly.
A 4? Okay. What was your Xbox score?
My Xbox score was like 6, 7. Honestly.
Okay, that's fair. But
the thing that saved it was that Resident Evil 8. That just looks so great. It looks so great.
It's all, and they get points for that.
Good too. I deducted points because Horizon not being a launch title it blew my mind. I really couldn't believe that.
I deducted points for GTA 5. Had to be done. No reason for that to be here.
Fair. I mean, it is a older game, and they've put so much focus on it.
All right. Well, I gave it a 7. Like I said, I thought it was a 7 show.
I give it a fair 0.5. So.
I thought it was a 6. 6 out of 10.
6 or 7.
You gave it a 7. Then what you gave Xbox? What you gave Xbox?
I think I gave it a 6 for the 6 or 7 for the Xbox too.
You gave this a 7. Gave Xbox a 6. Okay.
They're both 6 and 7s. They're both right. I thought maybe it was an 8, but then I thought we didn't get as many release dates as I thought. After I had
and then you realize how many of the indie games are actually garbage. And they're not even appealing games. They were just.
And then there's a lot of games that are third party. It's Resident Evil. Oh well, that's I'm gonna buy that on Xbox Series X. You don't get. I don't give them points for showing it first. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of you. I got the deal to show the game first points. No, that doesn't fly with me. You don't get extra.
I got the deal to show the Unreal Engine and the triangle.
Yeah, exactly. I got a deal to show Unreal Engine. That's great. No, you don't get a damn thing for that. You just you paid them to show it first or whatever. You worked out a deal to show it first. No, you don't get extra points for that for being able to show it first. That's cool.
All I want to ask is how many people are excited to spend the next 32 plus months hyping the same games you've seen today?
All there is Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Sackboy, and Demon's Souls.
They did say that there's gonna be more announcements. So there's gonna be more announcements. But I will say this: they did have that Sackboy 3D World. That's another game that VC that looks.
It does look. It looks like a good platformer.
Yeah, it does.
I was shocked how good it looked.
Greg Miller was pimping that on his stream. He's like, "Oh, that looks like a really good platformer." But you were trashing 3D World when it came out, so I don't understand.
Well, no, but that's the bias, Shadow Fox. It's the bias. The bias will live until Nintendo dies. I'm just gonna say that. That's literally the facts.
And when Nintendo dies, they will take all the kiddie games and they'll love it. That's exactly what's going on.
Oh no, totally. Breath of the Wild goes to the PlayStation 4. They'll love it.
A lot of PS dudes were roasting Xbox for what's that grounded game or whatever. They were roasting.
And they end up getting the same game.
And then they ended up getting some of the same type of kiddie aesthetics. Or they're like, oh, Ratchet and Clank. Oh, that game looks. Yeah, that's great. But even though that's like a cartoon style game too and stuff like that.
And then they get bug snacks and they get all these kiddie games.
There's nothing worse than the island of bug snacks. Nothing. Nothing.
Man, look. Animal Crossing don't go that far.
No, it doesn't.
You don't see anyone in Animal Crossing eating the bugs.
I would buy Animal Crossing before I buy the island.
Yo, Baron, did you know that Animal Crossing?
That's a tape. Hey, can we record that one? Can somebody record that?
Yeah, record that.
He said he would take Animal Crossing.
Yo, Baron. Animal Crossing just sold 10 million units digital by itself, just digital only so far.
And that's not including physical. And that's till now.
10 million units.
I don't care.
Damn.
No, you better
I don't care. Is it at 20 million?
It's going to be at 20 million very soon.
It's going to be at 20 million by the end of the summer.
Up there with Breath of the Wild,
it's
Odyssey and Smash and Pokemon.
No, Baron, you are so
he's blind, dude.
Coconut-headed, so rose-tinted, bruh.
Dude, it's going to be the next time that we hear about this game at the sale. It's probably going to be at 20 million, dude.
It's going to be at 20 million by the end of quarter 3.
Game on the Switch.
With that Pokemon DLC coming out in just a matter of weeks, a matter of days. Excuse me.
Yo, that Pokemon DLC is garbage, and
Okay,
it doesn't count for
alright.
the sales of the game anyway.
All right,
so.
thank you very much. I thought you were retracting on that.
No, look, let me tell you something, Baron. Dude, the game's selling over 100,000 copies a week. In
It's
Japan.
selling so much.
All right, man.
It's selling over
Okay.
physical, not even digital. It's pretty much number one digital. I think Minecraft just came in and kind of beat it out
For a day.
For a day. But Animal Crossing is gonna go right back. Dude, this game is
No, it
selling.
already is back. That's why I mentioned it.
All
It's only for a day.
I'm trying to tell you, it's not that Xenoblade came out. It put a dent in it. I think Xenoblade finally fell behind it again. You got Paper Mario coming out, which is going to put a huge dent in it.
It's not.
And you got the Pokemon
Paper
DLC.
Mario is gonna be a more niche title.
No,
So-
Paper Mario's gonna be. Paper Mario's gonna sell big.
It's gonna sell big, but it's gonna be more niche in terms of a market.
No, it's not, bro.
No, it's gonna be pretty big. People are gonna buy it. People are gonna buy the hell out of that game. It's gonna be pretty big. People are gonna buy it. It's gonna do very well. I can. You know what? I can tell. I can tell because of where it is on Amazon, the sales position rankings, how it jumped up. I can tell also based off of some of the sales tracking that I have, that game is gonna do extremely well. It's gonna do much better than any Paper Mario game ever made. It's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Bug
with that.
Fables is the best Paper Mario game since Thousand Year Door.
Bug Fables. All right, guys. Outros. Shadow Fox, where can they find you?
Oh, why'd you pick me first there, OJ?
All right, VC, where can they find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/VCIPZ. Live streams, gameplay, reviews, music, all kinds of different stuff. If any of that interests you guys, come to the channel, check us out. New videos every Sunday. Once in a while, throughout the week as well, there'll be new videos. And 5 to 6 live streams per week and so much more. Check us out. 100% click in the building. Let's go.
Shout outs. Get VC to the 1,300, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Go
Thank you.
subscribe.
Thank you.
Go
So
subscribe.
close to 1,300. We're almost there.
Get him there, guys. Let's do it. Let's see here. Big Z, where can they find you at?
You can find me. You can find me on YouTube as Zildjian65. My Twitter is at Zildjian65YT. I'm actually making videos again, so you actually have something to watch.
Yeah, definitely. You have a channel link real quick for people to.
I put it into Discord chat.
Okay, cool. So Discord, it's there. You guys go check out Big Z for all those Elite Ninja that are on Discord. Shadow Fox.
I meant in our group chat.
Oh, group chat. Okay. I can't pull up the group chat because the way that I have the stream set up. But
Yeah, I'll put it in this.
yeah, put it in the chat for people so they can subscribe to you. Shadow Fox.
I can't. I'm not mod.
VC, can you pull that for him?
Oh, yeah. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Pull it out of the chat.
Yeah.
Just copy paste stuff.
Yeah. Shadow Fox. I know you're past 1,000 subscribers, so that's shout outs to that. So monetization coming?
No.
No.
My channel is this for a reason, and since it's gonna be doing a lot of commentary and rebuttals and stuff like that, the chances for strikes and copyrighted music or anything like that is highly likely. So if I decide to do to brand this channel even more, I'll probably have to have a sub channel to do that with. But the main reason I was pushing for 1,000 at this point was literally for notifications, because everybody knows the YouTube apocalypse or whatever. You can't really watch anything, whatnot. So I put out notifications now for before I put out any video or do another stream and whatnot. And I'll have information up for since Sony finally said something about the two consoles, and I'll put that up and you'll get a notification then now. So, but subscribe, because the more subscribers I get, the more view counts I get, the more likes I get, and the more it gets shared, and then I get to share you guys, and then the guys here that do get paid end up getting more support. So the more support I get, everybody else gets support.
I also want to mention the Pokemon Company actually just released a statement. They are donating $5 million to help improve the lives of children and focus on diversity, equality, and inclusion. Ongoing commitment to the Black community, and will include organizations to education and mentorship of opportunities for Black children. So,
that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
$5 million.
That's a lot of money.
On top of what they already said that they're gonna, on top of the couple hundreds of thousands that they said they're gonna donate, $5 million.
Oh, and by the way, Shadow Fox, I think you could totally get away with those rebuttals, because like I do a lot of videos, and they're all monetized, and I'm pretty much cursing up a storm half the videos.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure you're fine.
The problem,
I get the ad revenue, like all that. So you should be able to get through it.
The problem though with cursing and all that stuff, you'll get less potential advertising revenue.
Oh yeah, no, and yeah, but that would say limited if it were to have that. But
YouTube knows when you curse, even if it's monetized, they know when you curse, and some advertisers even they know because they have the voice recognition. Some advertisers, anytime that they even put like a flag on there, even if it's not limited, they know that you're cursing, and advertisers will say no cursing whatsoever. So just for ad revenue, it's always better to not curse at all.
I will have to completely.
It doesn't. But like I said, it's your brand.
For me personally, I've gotten a lot of ads, no issues.
Yeah,
so.
I understand.
That's why for me personally, and also with the What's Wrong series, I do a lot of crazy random stuff, and my hot takes, like I'm always on all cylinders.
I'm telling you from
Same
experience.
people be vindictive too. So like, what's to say Epic not claim every video that I have, even mentioning them or showing their games or live streams of their games because
you think they would?
About the Unreal Engine 5 the way that I did. So
yeah, they're not going to do it, but I understand.
Yeah, I made a whole video making fun of it.
Yeah,
just the triangles thing.
Epic's cool. They're rolling in so much cash. They don't give a damn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to make a donation.
Epic, I think they already did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they made.
They should. They're still in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I think they definitely announced that they're making some type of donations or they're matching employee donations.
Who's making a donation?
Epic.
Oh my god! At this point, everybody's just trying to copy each other.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
here's the
we
thing:
can talk about that offline.
Ever since that Jordan $100 million, everybody's trying to up the ante now.
Nobody's gonna do 100 million though. That's still the biggest.
No, I'm still saying.
No, there's a few people on this planet that can do that.
No,
the numbers.
Nobody's
I know anybody doing 100 million. I'm just saying the numbers are getting really big.
Yeah, the numbers are getting.
So it's like that's really interesting
because
Kylie Jenner can afford it.
She's not going to do it, but she's a fake billionaire. But no,
she contributed in other ways. Apparently,
she got taken off the Forbes billionaire list.
Oh, well, that sucks for her.
Well, but no, she's still extremely rich though. So I mean, like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
She manipulated her stock price.
Yeah, exactly. She manipulated her stock price to get her to have more than what she actually has. And then with the pandemic, it started to come into light. Wait a minute, she doesn't have what she says she has. So, but she still has hundreds of millions of dollars. So whatever.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this, bro. Put it to you like this. If you ain't got a Switch, get you one soon.
I thought you were gonna call them something else. If you ain't got a Switch, then you're a.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, OJ. That's exactly.
That's what I thought you were gonna say, but you didn't go that route.
On at this point, but if you ain't got a Switch, get you one because
people can play what they want, right?
Because you can play Astral Chain exclusively to the Switch and not on PC, right, OJ?
Not just that.
Point
That the Elite gaming experiences are going to be on the Switch. Mark my words. We got a lot of crazy stuff.
Brigadine, the Legend of Inertia.
Xbox Series
end of the month, end of June.
Look, I think there's going to be some dope games across the board. I personally am excited for this lot just to see the new. It's always cool to get new tech, you know. So
Hellblade is the one I'm looking forward to on Xbox.
Baron, where can they find you at though, man?
You can find me at Guerrilla Games trying to figure out why Horizon ain't a launch game. Because I'm finna do some internal investigating. Because they dropped the ball, man. They dropped the ball. That's gonna be the reason why the PS5 gets beat.
I think it's because Horizon Zero Dawn had DLC. I think that's why.
I don't give a damn. You in a do or die situation right now. You need to get it done.
And that's why Spider-Man's coming out earlier.
And Spider-Man is not going to get it done.
Yeah, it is. Spider-Man's a way bigger icon than Master Chief. 13 million units sold.
I personally think that.
You say some of the dumbest things every week.
No, every time I've said anything, I've been right. How many sales of the Switch do you got for Animal Crossing?
Here's the issue,
exactly. Get out of the call.
Wait, hold up. Here's the issue, though. The issue is this: the issue is that Halo is if Halo's really good, the bad version of Halo 5 sold 8 and plus Game Pass. If this Halo is good, I think it's gonna do a lot better than, and it's on multiple systems. This Miles Morales is only on PS5. This Halo game is on PC. It's on Xbox Series X. It's on Xbox One. It's on multiple systems, so it's gonna outsell it. You know.
Halo probably gonna do if Halo gets back to his 90 plus,
which it's not. But
critic place. Yeah, we're looking at probably 20 million.
And it is something to say that the quote unquote worst version in the series still sold 8 million copies.
Yeah, the worst version. Like Halo 5 is not, from what I understand, it's not a good game. I played it once. I thought it was all right, but from what I understand, it's not that great of a game.
It's like Halo trying to be COD, but really bad.
Yeah. I watched pro players play it, and I was like, "This sucks." I was like, "I'm done. I didn't want to watch it anymore."
Yeah.
Like, and I'm usually never like that with I watch. I don't like Rainbow Six Siege, but I watch that. I think it's cool. You know, I watch
Rainbow Six Siege is so amazing. It's the best FPS.
Yeah, it's great. I watch. I think Valorant. I never play Valorant. I think it's dry as hell.
Valorant is a shitty CS:GO mod.
But I'll watch other people play it, and they're having fun, so that's cool. But
they're playing the shitty CS:GO mod.
when I watch Halo 5, I was just like, this doesn't look good to me. At least
There hasn't been a single good Halo since 3, and I have no idea why people keep playing.
Halo 4 is a good game.
It's okay. It's just Metroid.
Wait, Reach.
It's just
okay.
not a great game.
What
It's
about
a good
Reach?
game.
Reach is good.
Even worse.
Reach
Even worse
is
than 4.
What?
Reach is good.
By
Reach-
far.
that's
The
Halo.
multiplayer in that game was
I
the
think more
worst.
VC at a certain point.
No.
Reach is good.
Reach campaign was decent.
Reach is not. I'm talking about multiplayer wise. Not nearly as good as 4.
Multiplayer.
Well, I didn't say not.
The
It's
I
still
can
good.
understand why people like the story. I
Multiplayer,
can
I stopped
understand
with
that, but
The game's still good though. Reach is still.
Y'all
a good
never
game.
played Speed Halo, I can tell.
I just say 1, 2, and 3. It's all you need.
That's
That's all you need for Halo.
You said it hasn't been good since. No, it's still good.
It
If you
hasn't
don't
been good
like-
since 3.
No, Reach is good. You
Reach,
just don't
Reach
like
is,
it as much. Reach
Reach
is
is an
still
open
good.
campaign.
I've
but
played it. I didn't like it.
So you say
And
it's
the
so Reach
multiplayer
is not a
sucked.
good game.
I've said this multiple times, and I even put it in a hot take video. It's not a good
the
game.
But it
campaign
is.
and the multiplayer.
RIVC, we get it.
Yeah, I put it in a video and everything. It's not a good game.
I know you said that in
Everything.
the video, but
Everything, even offline and online.
Offline and online. Story mode, I wasn't a fan of it either. I understand why people like it, though, for the story mode, but I just personally wasn't enthused with the story at all.
okay.
That's
I
me
did
personally,
not like
though.
the online, but I love the campaign.
all right.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
can post this.
All right, great.
All right.
Looking at review scores. What happened to Metascore doesn't count?
right.
What happened to
When
that?
did I say
OJ?
that? When did I say
1,000
Metascore doesn't
times. You
count?
said it 1,000 times.
When?
We can
When?
pull up the PE podcast episode 80-something.
When did I say Metascore never counts?
80-something.
Okay.
80-something.
What did I say about the Game Awards? What did I say about the Game Awards?
Yeah, a lot.
What did I say about the
A
Game
lot.
Awards? About Sekiro. I don't like Sekiro, but it deserves it because of its Metacritic. Didn't I not say that?
Well, that you mentioned, but
Oh,
that's not what I was
okay.
talking about. That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about something totally different. I wasn't talking
No,
about
what are
that.
you talking about, bro? Last time we talked about Metacritic. What are you talking about?
That wasn't the last time you were talking about
What
Metacritic.
was the last
All
time we
right,
talked about
whatever you
Metacritic then?
I was pretty sure it was about Death Stranding. I was 90%
Death
positive it was
Stranding's
about Death Stranding. Exactly, and that's
Bro, I
what we were
almost-
talking about.
I almost dropped something I should have said.
And then the ads won't be on this video.
Hey, look at Twitter and show that image on screen.
What?
Look at Twitter and show that image on screen that I sent.
Where'd you send it? What image?
I sent it in the group.
He just put it in a group chat.
Yo, show that. You gotta show
No,
that.
I ain't. No, I.
End the stream off. Like say,
Bruh.
see everyone. Put it on 1 second, please. For the last second, please. For the last 1 second, you gotta do that.
All right, I'm gonna show, but this is nothing. This is look. I'm not saying anything. I'll show the image, but I.
Just don't pick nothing up on there.
All right, turn.
Anybody that knows the context, knows
We
what
would
it
not
is.
connect the dots here.
We're not. I'm just, hey, look. It's a bunch of Xboxes and a PlayStation. That's really.
I've
what it
seen
comes-
this TV show before.
Look, it's just a bunch of Xboxes. That's all it is. There's nothing. There's nothing much.
Come on, chat.
Look, it's nothing much, bro. It's just a bunch of Xboxes.
All the smart people know exactly what this
More
is.
of a nudge of Xbox.
It's just
All
a
the
bunch of-
Xboxes are gonna go beat up the PlayStation 5, I think.
Beat.
Beat. There's something that rhymes with that.
Oh no! This is
Xbox is in a uniform line.
This is
You know,
this-
Oh, well,
once
there's something
again-
that rhymes
Who
with
made
box.
this?
Once
too.
again, like Baron always posted. The Nintendo
who
Switch
made
on the
this? Where'd you get this from, dude?
I seen it on Twitter. I bust out laughing. They didn't even put a caption on it. Everybody knew automatically what it was. I was like, "Wow, dog, that is outrageous."
Oh my god, dude!
No caption needed, bro. No caption needed.
Oh man! All right, well, all right, guys. Thanks for coming out. We gotta end on.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. You guys can catch me tomorrow morning. I'll have. I'm not gonna do a regular video, guys, because my head hurts and I want to eat pizza and go to sleep and talk to my wife. So I'm just gonna do that. But you guys will have a greatest hits, greatest reactions to, because like they copyright claim the hell out of me. So I'm just gonna react to all the cool games with the exception of Resident Evil 8, because Capcom copyrighted that as well. So Horizon, Ratchet and Clank, the cool game, the thing, Spider-Man. I'll put together my reaction to all of that. I'll put it up there in the morning for you guys, and then we'll have a proper video, eShop, Astral Chain, proper videos coming back probably like Saturday, and then we have a live stream, sponsored stream, and then we'll get back to it. So thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream today. I do appreciate it. There's no couches needed, bro. You don't need anything else.
The Nintendo Switch is on the couch.
Because if you add a couch, that means okay, you're trying to, like, you're giving away too much, you know? Like,
yeah.
If you add a couch, it's like, okay, that's tacky. Whereas if you just put that, it's just that's all you need.
But you know,
it's just left to the imagination.
Exactly.
You know what's funny about the picture? That's a visual representation of what actually is going to happen this holiday.
We can't even name 5 Xbox Series X exclusives. So how are you gonna say that?
He's banking on Halo. He's banking on Halo. But we gotta wait for
Halo's
July.
advanced as Halo 3.
We gotta wait till July. July, they're gonna have first party games. Look, I'm telling you, if they get another Outer Worlds expansion, I mean, exclusive to the Series X. I mean, I'm playing that game right now on Xbox One X, and man, that game is dope.
Well, hold on. Well, we're forgetting that Microsoft was hiding that power too, because they bought 7 studios.
They bought a bunch of studios.
So they're hiding that power. I don't know what they got going on, but they got some stuff working.
Yeah. So
but will it be ready for launch?
No.
It definitely won't be ready for launch. No. But they'll probably be ready to show by the end of the year. I'm pretty sure they'll show
funny.
something.
Microsoft might come out and hit y'all with like a new Perfect Dark, a new Fable at launch.
Yeah. If they hit us,
in our dreams.
If they hit us with the Perfect Dark at launch, it's over.
They're gonna hit us with more Forza once that July comes.
Oh, if they hit us with the Perfect Dark, or if they hit us with a Fable, and that's launch, I don't think it will be. But that'd be crazy. All right, real quick.
I would like a new Fable.
Holy Jabezus, thank you for the subscription. Christopher Garces, thank you for the subscription. Dollar Yapier 99 and Brent Pascal, thank you guys for the subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support today, guys. You guys are awesome, and we will see you guys back tomorrow for OJ Live and more gameplay and streaming and fun. Smash Brothers tomorrow for Elite Ninjas, so come out, play some Smash. So yeah, all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. Check out all these guys' channels. See you guys for the next one. Bye.
Halo Reach sucks.
91 Metacritic.
Wow.